Hi, Matthew. It's Judge Janine, and I wanted to congratulate you on the Don't Unfriend Me show at the DUM show. I was thinking about that whole thing the other day when I thought it was right after Donald Trump was elected that everybody on the left started unfriending anyone on the right. So I'm glad you're calling them out. You've got a great name for the show, and I hope that you're true to the values, conservative values, Republican values, and that you call those people out. I think it's great. And I know you've got 135,000 followers. I hope you get a lot more. And just keep the faith. Keep fighting. I think we may get America back. But in the meantime, we've got a steep hill to climb. And you're one of the fighters, one of the patriots. So thank you for what you're doing.
Chris Pruitt, call in. Call in, dude. Call in. Just don't have an opinion in the middle of the frickin' segment. Call in. Have a conversation. Don't just do a snipe like this, calling out Nikki Hillary. Why don't you call in, dude? Why don't you make an argument? I'll put up the phone number for you, just for you. All right, schmookums, call in so I can embarrass you personally. Okay, do it, Chrissy. Make sure you call in. All right, you can be Jim Rome, and I'll be your Chrissy Everett. Okay, you call in, you do that. When you call me collect. Yes, you do. There's the phone number.
Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop arguing me. 'Cause I'm everything you want. Damn, show what you need.
I think Chrissy's like, holy shit, the host actually talks to the people in the audience? Uh-oh.
Some people don't realize that.
No, they have to, it's like, whoops, sorry.
I won't tell no lies. Back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We can agree. We can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Olivia, you got this like Hamburglar / Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas thing going on. Yep. Beetlejuice. It's hot. I mean,
Hayden helped me pick it out tonight.
You look like a convict. You look like you're just like, I'm ready to work on the chain gang. See?
It's too cold just to wear a t-shirt.
It looks good, man. I think that would be a great looking shirt. Yeah. Like, I've always thought that wearing the long sleeve shirt over a t-shirt always looks cool, and there's nothing wrong with it. It looks fantastic. Everyone's
basic wardrobe in the winter.
Everyone's wearing DUM Show stuff, but me, I feel horrible. Well, but I do have my DUM Nation coffee mug, which is good enough. Where did Chrissy go?
Is Chrissy? Today.
Yeah,
yes,
it is freezing. It's freaking cold. It was 60 5 today inside this room on my show this morning. Of course, that's fine because it gets hot in here with all the lights. Where did Chrissy go? Did Chrissy
bowed out.
Did Chrissy leave? Chrissy left?
Yeah.
See, here's my thought. Cowards, off with their heads. It's been 3 years, man. You got to have a pair of something once in a while. I mean, grow a pair. Okay. First of all, let's just get into this because we're gonna do it. Who do you want as VP? Instead of you sitting here pretending and slamming everything I say that is always right, why don't you tell me who you want as VP? I'm gonna look in the chat. Tell me who you want as VP.
Us?
Yeah.
No, in chat.
Oh,
No.
yeah, I was
We're
like,
not
what?
talking to you. I'm talking to
I
the
want
bozos.
that as VP.
No, I would never. No, not a chance. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You can make me Secretary of Defense. That would be cool. You can make me Chief of Staff because I would keep nothing would ever leak in my White House. And if it did, damn Skippy, I'd be fucking weaponizing the FBI and the NSA. I would. I'd be like, you know what? Find out who did it. And when you find out, kill him. Take him out, hang him from a yardarm. Treason. You leak something from the White House that's classified, you're dead. You kill him. I'm sorry, because that's the way it used to be. And you would never hear from that person again. That's the way it should be. You want to get the government back to the way it used to be, like when the government, we wanted them to lie to us and we believe them. You start holding the administrations accountable. You say, you want to work for the president? It's a life or death scenario. If you leak information that comes out of this White House, you're going to Leavenworth for the rest of your life. We're going to put you in Guantanamo Bay. And I guarantee this grab ass will stop. I'm sorry. I'd run a tight ship. Come on. Who do you want as VP? I'm waiting. No joking. Lee Houston for VP. Give me a break. I want to hear who you want for VP. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for promoting us. Come on. Let's hear it. Who do you want as VP? You got it all figured out. So why don't you tell me who do you want for VP? Because I came loaded. I came locked and loaded just for you. I'm ready. Like names. I dare you to name somebody. I dare you.
Oh my. Well, while we're talking about it and no one's commenting yet, because Jason and I were actually talking about it this earlier. He was like, do you think I can't say his name, Ramaswamy, I can't say it, that guy. Do you think he's vying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a bet. No, I renamed him. I don't know if you saw my video today. Did you see my video?
I did not.
Let me put it on. Hold your thought. Here it is.
What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Let's make sure I've got this right. 2019-2020. Vivek Ramaswamy supports vaccines, lockdowns, masks, takes money from George Soros for college. 2021-2022 writes a book on Donald Trump, stating that he's an insurrectionist, treasonous, con man, a grifter. 2023 deletes Wikipedia, deletes his tweets supporting vaccines and bashing Trump, says he's a new conservative, decides to run, says he'll never leave the race, bashes Donald Trump 48 hours before, Trump calls him a fake, and now Ramaswamy supports Trump, and now you're calling for him to be vice president? You sure can pick him.
Yes.
It's not baklava shawarma. His name is Vivek. Now this is I hope he pisses Trump off, and I think he will. There's just no way. Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Swampy.
Need
Ramaswamy.
that t-shirt.
That's his new name, Ramaswamy. So now you were going to tell me all about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, what we were just talking about earlier, like this morning while we were having coffee, we were saying, is he vying for the VP position now that he came out in such a huge support of Trump and he's hoping to become, back in his, I don't know if he was ever in his good graces, but get into his good graces. It just seemed like such a 180 from 2 nights ago. It was just a little nuts. Or 1 night ago, whatever he posted. I didn't see when he posted that.
Yeah, no. He was all about, going after Trump and vote for me because I'm the savior of Trump. Trump, he's the victim, and if I can save him by you voting for me. It's such bullshit. Someone's like, hey, you took vaccine in the military. not willingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but trust me, my recruiter lied to my ass. And did he tell you you're going to get a bunch of shots? First of all, getting the TB vaccine or getting polio is a lot different than an mRNA that's untested. Sorry, it's not the same thing. And plenty of my military brothers and sisters decided to leave the military versus going ahead and doing that. So it's really not a fair comparison. And you know what? The Supreme Court went ahead and sided with those military people. So your argument is invalid. Sorry, John. You're starting off early. It's got to suck to be you. But I noticed you didn't mention a VP. That's probably good because he would have slapped you there too. I've heard Rand Paul. Okay. Rand Paul. Yeah, Rand Paul and Trump. You think that's going to last more than 5 minutes? But okay. Rand Paul, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
actually like Rand Paul a little bit. I like him. I like a lot of.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot a bit. I like him a lot a bit. He put out the Never Nikki site, which is what I'm going to talk about tonight. He put out the Never Nikki, and but we'll talk about that. I heard Sarah Huckabee Sanders. That would be nice, but she can't run in Arkansas.
Yeah.
DeSantis changed the laws in Florida. She would have to change the laws in Arkansas. So, and I don't think she'll do that. And honestly, I think Sarah Huckabee Sanders has her right where she needs to be. She does a governor run, then maybe a senator run, and then she has a 2032 or a 2032 possibility of running. Okay? So don't want to shoot down Rand Paul. Don't want to shoot down Rand Paul. I don't want to do that. Kristi Noem, some people said. Okay. So to make sure I understand, what does Rand Paul offer the ticket? Which states does he deliver to Trump that he doesn't currently already have? What states does Kristi Noem, with all one of Montana's votes, what does that? Is she Montana or is she South Dakota, North Dakota?
North or South Dakota?
Same thing.
She's one of the Dakotas.
It's all Montana. Yeah. It's Montana, South Montana, North Montana, or it's Montanoda.
You can't.
It's all the same shit. Yeah, bullshit. It's literally Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana are the same state.
No, Montana. They're all much better than North Dakota.
If you add them all up together and then you import 1 million Mexicans, you're going to have 1,000,002 people out of those 4 states. Okay, so I don't listen. The total electoral college votes are like 4, 5, 6.
There's 3 in Wyoming. I know that for sure.
2 or 3 in Wyoming. It's probably 3. Yeah,
I think it's 3. I think Montana's got 4 now.
You get my point.
Yeah.
So here's Kristi Noem. But what states do they give? And that's my first question. And the answer is they don't. So that's the same argument with Ramaswamy. What does he give? Big Pharma. So he doesn't add anything to the ticket because they already are MAGA. Now, Rand Paul is the one who's not. Rand Paul is an independent, libertarian, somewhat moderate, but fair. I mean, he has some very right beliefs, but that is a very interesting point. I don't think it delivers any state, but it brings some moderates into the fold, which is good. So Rand Paul, that's not a bad choice. I don't think Trump will share the spotlight. That's why I don't think Ramaswamy has any chance of being the VP, because Donald Trump does not want to share the spotlight with him. Last night at the rally, 4 minutes, Vivek was talking, and I literally thought that Donald Trump was going to call in SEAL Team 6 to have him whacked. He's going to be like, Al-Qaeda terrorist. Sir, he's Indian. I don't care. Shoot him anyway. So, no. So here's the question. Who else? Who else?
Someone mentioned Bernie Sanders. I don't know if they were.
Yeah, this is that person. That person's been huffing paint. Marco Rubio just endorsed Trump. Yeah, so did. Right. He went out on a limb. So did Ted Cruz. So let me get this straight. You get called Little Marco. You get questioned about your American citizenship. You're Ted Cruz. He rips on your wife, calls you a liar, lying Ted, and says your father was responsible for killing John F. Kennedy and was a part of the plot. And you now endorse him. This is why I have no respect for Ted Cruz, even though he is a brilliant debater. I love his mind, but his backbone is literally with his balls in his wife's purse. You know what I'd say? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump, and I hope you do too, but fuck him. You can do that. I endorse him, but fuck him. And remember, in the national convention, he still didn't endorse Donald Trump. He didn't really give him a full-throated support. And I just not a big fan. Okay, so Marco Rubio, we know is a no. Does anyone? Ben Carson. There you go. Now you're thinking. Benjamin Carson. Very, very, very good pick.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think I want Nikki Haley. That's not what I said. I never said those words in my life. Nikki Haley bothers the shit out of me more often than not. I just know what she brings from an electorate. I know what she brings, but she says shit. And I'm just like, what? America was never racist. What? What, lady? You already said what was the Civil War fought over, and you're like, oh, tennis shoes? I mean, you're already. I mean, come on now. You're looking ignorant. So I'm going to send in SEAL Team 6 to kill the cartel. No, you're going to send in SEAL Team 6 to die, and then you're going to follow it up with the other teams, and all of them are going to die. Because you don't send in special forces to take out the cartel. You send in drones. You don't do it that way. You don't put troops in a jungle. I think we learned that with Vietnam and Laos, don't you think? So she says shit that bothers me. But when it comes to what she would provide, it's fantastic. But Ben Carson, now there's a guy I can get behind. Now, a little bit of a don't get mad at me. He's a little bit cuckoo sometimes, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But overall, very respectable. And I like him, and that's a ticket I could get behind. And then what do? Donald Trump's a racist? Is that Ben Carson's a racist? You just take away the race card. You take away the Nazi card. Okay? So Ben Carson's a good pick. All right, who else? Do you ladies have anybody?
No. I just hope it's someone that will help him win.
Yep.
Amy Stamkos goes, Chip Roy. That's funny.
It's all, yeah.
That's so
Somebody
funny.
said Don Jr., but that's not gonna happen.
Oh.
Don Jr. just floated 2028.
Really?
Yeah, just now, like 2 hours ago.
Wow.
He's like, I have not ruled out that I'm running in 2028.
Interesting.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so oh, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. That a girl, Tina Savage. I always can depend on Tina Savage, my good friend. I'm a little disappointed it's you, Tina, but you did say Elise Stefanik. All right, let's go to it. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. You guys pretty much named everybody. I don't think we missed anybody. Nobody said DeSantis, of course. Ben Carson, great choice. Everybody's saying Ben Carson. Oh, there we go. All right,
I can see that being a really good ticket, like really good.
Don Jr. for VP. You actually want Donald Trump to win, right?
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Before we get into it,
Yeah.
we need to wish somebody a happy birthday.
Who is it?
Oh,
JD Stillwell's son, Connor. He's Ethan's age. He's turning 11, and he actually listens to the show. He's there right now.
Connor?
And he apparently, I guess, after every show, he asks his dad what you talked about and what you said. So I think it's pretty cool. He likes politics.
But if he watches the show, why is he
I don't know if
asking?
he watches it all the time because he's young.
Oh, okay.
But-
Well, Connor, first of all, you know what? Connor, you should never listen. When I'm literally in a girl sandwich, I should just let them talk because, dude, you don't want to hear from me. I'm old. So you can listen to the ladies. Go ahead, Liv. And then Amy.
Well, are we singing or are we just
I don't
saying
know.
happy
You're
birthday?
gonna say, sure. Let's sing.
All right, Amy, you singing?
Okay, you two sing.
Yeah.
And
No, you're singing
I'm
too.
going to conduct.
You're going to say, still don't have a voice from when I learned how to
Happy birthday.
You too, Mr. Penrose.
Happy. Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Ready? One.
Wait.
What?
Should we do the Applebee's like one? Like
I don't know that one.
happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And I hope you don't smell like
Olay.
poop. Olay.
Olay.
Okay.
We were to Mexican. I don't know.
I was like, when did is it Applebee's? Welcome to Applebee's,
No.
senor and senorita. Muy bien. Oh, y tú. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Connor. Happy birthday to you. There you go. All right.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, that's exciting.
I don't know if I have anything fun.
Let me see.
You make me happy.
Yes, you do, kiddo. You make me happy.
Oh, Sally.
And every time I make another birth.
Okay, sir.
So we also have the Democrats from the Democrat side of the aisle wanted to say something.
Thank Allah.
Yes, Rashid Tlaib says, thank Allah that you have another birthday. Connor, congratulations. Happy 11th birthday. You've earned it. Well, you really didn't do anything. You just continue to breathe and survive. But it doesn't matter. It's a right of nobility to hit 11 years old. Do you want to know why? Because you're no longer 10. And then
2 years closer to being a teenager.
And then you'll be 13.
I know.
And then your car insurance will come in and your father will want to disown you, but he won't be able to. All right. So I think we got everybody. I think we got all the VPs, possible VP candidates. Kristi Noem, Stefanik, Rand Paul. Rand Paul's not going to take VP. Nobody said Tucker Carlson.
I don't think he's. That would be terrible.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah,
Either way.
that would be awful. No.
So let's play.
Like
Let's play.
Hunter Biden. I don't like Tucker Carlson. I like him more now that he's not on Fox. Honestly, he's growing on me more now. But I've never really. I like his thought process, but I don't like his delivery. I guess I don't know. Yeah. He kind of gives me the oof, the ick, as the kids are saying. I learned that.
Give me the icky. Ben is a brilliant surgeon. Ben is an amazing pick for VP. But I have been hearing a lot that someone just said it earlier. Nikki Haley, Nikki Hillary, so freaking amazing. I already put it to bed about all of her funding last night. I already destroyed everybody for her donations. Now everyone's like, she's a Democrat because Democrats are voting for her. No. Listen to me. And by the way, Susie Watkins, I allowed your post in the Dumb Nation group, not because I agree with it, but because I want to pick on it, where you said Nikki Haley's a Democrat. Okay, that's interesting. And Susie, I don't know if you're watching. If you are, you're going to get it. Yeah, she has Democrats voting for her. They'll do anything to oust Trump.
Yeah.
But second, and most importantly, I told you she has the moderate vote. She's going to pull in Democrats. Every one of these caucuses and primaries that allow Democrats to go ahead and vote, y'all, she's going to get Democrat votes. She's a moderate. You may not like that. She's also a neocon. You know, neoconservatives built this fucking country, you pricks. I understand you don't like neoconservatives because they're warmongers, but they got us through World War II, did pretty good. They got us through an American Revolution. They got us through Korea and Vietnam. And I understand what the neoconservatives did under the Bush years and the Ryans, but that doesn't mean all neoconservatives were bad. Just like it doesn't mean that all liberals were bad all throughout history, okay? There's a lot of it where they were. But the point is not every political movement has been bad. Let's take, for example, let's look at the Tea Party. You want to talk about Rand Paul? Let's talk about Ron Paul. Let's talk about his daddy. Created the Tea Party, which was an amazing libertarian movement, which was grounded and based and gained a shit ton of support. And then the Koch brothers came in and the religious zealots came in like Paul Ryan. And they came in and took it over. Like Michelle Bachmann, cuckoo, cuckoo, and said Sharia law and Muslims were going to take over frickin' the U.S., and that's why they ran against. Give me a break. Great ideas get held hostage. BLM in its first infancy was a good concept and turned into a communist frickin' money laundering scheme and pyramid scheme. There's a lot of things that are based in good ideas and ultimately turn bad. But neocons, when they first started, simply believed in bringing democracy, very similar to Christianity, to all of their countries. And it wasn't a manifest destiny type thing, but it was that they wanted to impact the world and they would get involved in instability in the world. And it's really good that we did at that time, or we would all be speaking Sputnik and Japanese and sauerkraut. So, but neocons have completely diverted and subverted the conservative movement, just like there's no such thing as a true conservative anymore or a true liberal anymore. because these uniparty hacks have taken over the movements. So now there's negative connotation on neoconservatives, and that's fine. I'm not a neoconservative. I don't want war. And when you've been overseas and you've been deployed, you kind of figure it out and go, this sucks. But understand, I also don't want a hands-off approach and let the world just do whatever it wants and exchange missiles in the night, okay? Because you have to get involved in conflict sometimes. You have to, if you have the arms of freedom and democracy upon you, and our republic is going to be a sovereign country, and we're going to continue to thrive, we have to stop evil shit from happening. Now, is that Ukraine and Putin? Honestly, I don't think so. Get the hell out of it. Is that Hamas and Hezbollah and Gaza? No. Let Israel take care of it. Run security, but let them take care of it. But Taiwan and China, yeah, we got to stay focused on that shit. Iran getting a nuke? Yes, we have to stay focused on that shit. So if you think that we can just hands off everything, you're wrong. But I'm going to ask the ladies a couple questions, and I want you to tell me, Nikki Haley or Stefanik? Elise Stefanik, who's very cute, by the way. Not Olivia hot, but she's cutesy. She looks like a friend of ours, and I don't remember who it is. Liv, you...
I don't even know who she is. I've never heard
her.
of her.
She looks like... she was married to an Asian guy, and I don't remember, not Asian, but he was like Samoan. Ben or something? Does that sound familiar?
No.
Gosh, I don't remember.
A friend of ours?
Yeah. That we lived under or lived near in an apartment or something like that, but I can't remember who it would be. Hold on to that. And then that's not important for the show. It doesn't matter.
No,
it's
it
not important for
doesn't
the show.
look
I'll
like
come
her.
up with it later. Anyway, I want you to tell me Nikki Haley or Stefanik. Amy, Olivia, you get to guess. And listen, the people in the audience can guess Elise Stefanik or Nikki Haley too. Okay?
Do I go first? Is that what am I? Is I called
Yeah,
out
yeah,
first?
yeah. I'm gonna read it off, and you're gonna tell. Oh no. I'm
gotcha.
gonna read off her.
like,
No, I'm gonna read off her policy positions, and you're gonna tell me who you think voted what. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here it is. So a lot of people are saying Elise. Sarah says Elise. Okay, great. Because the reason why is because Elise Stefanik is a true MAGA conservative, right? That's what are you drinking there, girl? Drinking beer?
No, it's water.
Oh.
Have you had these? Oh my gosh,
No, because
we need
water comes from the tap. So, not in a can.
sparkling.
Not this. I've got a reverse osmosis system, so
No, I don't. I just buy these for $6 a freaking box. They're so expensive, but they're
that's how
so
much you
freaking good.
you could probably lease a reverse osmosis system for that cost.
The kids drink
so
this
good.
iced stuff that's just flavor
Oh.
Okay,
cartridges.
focus.
That has so good
Focus.
flavors.
One meeting. Squirrel.
Right?
All right. So here it is. So I'm hearing a lot of people say Elise Stefanik. Okay, great. So everyone says Nikki Haley is a neoconservative. She's a liberal. She's a Democrat. She's paid and bought. Okay. All right, fine. And Elise Stefanik, whatever the fuck her name is, who cares, is MAGA through and through, a trident conservative under Donald Trump. That's what everyone says. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Ladies, help me, okay?
Okay.
Olivia, you're going to be Elise because you look more like her than Amy does because she has brown hair. And Amy, you're going to be Nikki Haley, okay?
Yes.
Now, this is what you have to say. This is what, Olivia, you say January 6th was an inside job. Say it.
January 6th was an inside job.
Perfect. You're right in line with Elise. Now, Amy, what you have to say is if I lose, I'm going to bomb your house like I would bomb Iran. Now, that's what you have to say. Go ahead. You can go ahead and say that.
As long as somebody sound bites this. If I lose, I'm going to bomb your house.
Just like I would bomb Iran. Say it. Say it. You got
Just like
really
I would bomb Iran. Sorry.
Right.
If I
Like
lose,
Nikki-
I'm going to bomb your house just like I would bomb Iran.
Perfect. We're now in character. This is perfect. I love it. So here we go. Here's the game. End federal control of local schools, which means that the federal government would no longer be able to control local schools, mandate their learning, mandate taxation, all of that. That ultimately would go into the local and public legislators. Okay.
That's me.
What do you? Well, hold on a second now.
Oh.
Elise, what do you think you should vote?
I would vote for that.
Because you're a staunch Republican. Okay.
Yes.
Nikki Haley, you would vote how? Based upon what everyone
Yes.
thinks about you.
If I lose, I'm
No,
gonna
no, no.
bomb your.
No, Nikki. No, it's okay, Nikki. Nikki's like, I want to bomb slavery. No, Nikki, stop.
I'm gonna bomb anything.
No, Nikki, but based upon what everyone thinks, what would your position be? Would you vote for that or against it? Being a neocon Democrat, shill for the big media corporations, what do you think what do you think they would say you would vote?
Oh, I think what they would say or how I think.
What they would say. What they would say.
They would probably say I would vote against that.
Okay, great. So on the count of 3, okay, I want you to do a thumbs up or a thumbs down on which way you think either of you voted, okay? Because now you know the game. So here it is. Elise Stefanik, how did you vote? Thumbs up. Nikki, I'm going to bomb Iran Haley. How do you think you vote? Keep your thumb up. No,
If I lose,
no, Nikki, you're okay. You're okay. You don't need to say anymore. Here it is. Olivia, put your thumb down.
Okay.
Turn it over. This is how the vote went.
Yeah.
This is Nikki Haley's stance, is limited federal control and state legislation to have control, and Elise Stefanik voted against it. That was on March 24th, 2023. Are we ready to play another game?
Yes.
If I lose, I'm gonna bomb your house.
Nikki,
Just like I'm gonna bomb
we're gonna get a
Iran.
sound bite, so you have to stop working so
my
hard.
Goodness.
Okay. Forcing states to redefine marriage and threaten religious liberty, right? Which is saying that you're going to have to redefine marriage and change marriage to fit the narrative of LGBTQ and be all inclusive. How do you think that Elise Stefanik voted, and how do you think Nikki Haley voted? Nikki, why don't you go first? What is Nikki's belief when it comes to changing the definition of marriage? Nikki says down with changing the definition of marriage and believes that people should love who they want to, but not leaving the sanctity of marriage alone. That's what Nikki would vote on. Okay. And Elise, where do you think you would vote as a MAGA conservative?
I think she would vote down.
That she doesn't? Wait.
Okay, I'm confused on what it is.
No. Is she just, if you listen and really listen, I won't have to repeat it because I said the exact same thing. I'm just going to repeat what I already said. So just listen the first time.
If I lose, I'm gonna bomb your house.
Fuck, if Olivia doesn't pick up on this, I'm going to bomb her. I'm going to bomb her anyway. Okay, so what it is forcing states to redefine marriage to be inclusive with LGBTQ. Do you think she would vote for that or against it? Do you think a Republican wants to keep Christian marriage intact, or do you think they want to change it forever?
I think they want to keep it intact.
Okay, so you think that she would vote for it? Show your thumb. Good. Nikki Haley does not want to redefine marriage. Elise Stefanik voted to redefine marriage on December 8th, 2022. This is a fun game. Let's keep going. Codify same-sex marriage and ban states from supporting traditional marriage. Where do we feel Elise Stefanik? Codify, which means make same-sex marriage legal across the United States, and ban states from supporting traditional marriage, which means states can't, the 10th Amendment, states can't decide for themselves what marriage means.
Okay.
Where would Elise Stefanik vote?
Being a staunch
Would she be for it
I think she
or down? Being a staunch conservative.
Yeah.
Down.
Okay.
Where do you think Nikki Haley votes?
Oh, she's against that.
Nikki Haley is against that.
Yeah.
Change your upside down frown, Olivia. Elise Stefanik. No, Amy,
like,
go back.
I thought maybe
Elise Stefanik voted to go ahead and codify it on a federal level and said that the states don't get to decide for themselves. Wow. This is interesting. That was on 7/19/2022. We're not done. Are you ready for more?
Yes.
Who wants another round? No, you may not bomb her house yet. How about this?
Can't wait.
I know. I'm so excited to bomb shit. I want to bomb shit. How about passing an $817 billion defense spending bill without defunding military vaccine mandates? Who voted to pass an $817 billion defense spending bill without defunding military vaccine mandates? Was that Nikki Haley? Up or down?
Oh.
Did Haley? Amy, follow along.
If I lose.
I'm going to bomb you. Did Nikki Haley vote for $817 billion? Did she vote for that without the bill, which basically said that military no longer has to do the vaccine? Did she vote for that or against it? Put your thumb down.
Oh yeah, she voted against that. Yeah.
What about,
Sorry.
Elise, have you just surrendered? You're a staunch conservative. Why is your thumb up voting for $817 billion in spending and punishing our military members, Elise?
I have no idea.
Well, let me tell you what, you actually got it right. Elise Stefanik did vote for that. She voted on 7/14/2022. How about the next one? Funding the war in Ukraine. Now, ladies, I don't have to ask. Just give me an up or down. Fund the war in Ukraine through the end of Joe Biden's first term with $40 billion aid package. Where did they both vote? Nikki? Actually, that would be a thumbs up for both of them. Nikki would fund that, but so would Elise Stefanik because she did on May 10th, 2022. Wow, this is exciting. At least Nikki would fund. We know she would. She said she would. How about this? Pass a $1.5 trillion omnibus funding Biden's vaccine mandates. Oh, come on. Come on. We know. Right. Actually, no. Elise, put your thumb up.
Ooh, really?
On March 9th, 2022, Elise Stefanik signed a $1.5 trillion omnibus funding Biden's vaccine mandates. Ooh,
She doesn't sound like a staunch conservative to me.
Oh, you know what? No, of course not. It's Nikki Haley who's the evil one. Bail out the post office and stick Medicare with the bill. Okay, come on. Nobody wants more. No Republican wants. Who the hell would do that? Bail out the post office and stick Medicare with the bill. There is no effing way that, actually, Elise, flip your thumb up. On February 28th, 2022, Elise Stefanik signed that bill to bail out the post office and stick Medicare with the bill. You can go ahead and thank her for that if you want. I have her phone number for you. I'll give it to you in just a moment. How about sign women up for the draft in the National Defense Authorization Act? Which means that women have to declare for the draft.
I would say that she'd say no, but I have a feeling that she voted for it.
Actually, put it down, Olivia. Just kidding. Put it back up because she did. Nikki Haley doesn't think women should register for the draft, and she did. On 9/23/2021, Elise Stefanik signed that
Sounds more like a liberal.
women should sign up for the National Defense Authorization Act. How about this? Repeal authorization for use of military force against Iraq. Repeal, saying that the United States taking away the authorization, which was given under Bush Jr. and also any other types of foreign conflict, that they have an ongoing attack against Iraq anytime they want. Who voted for that, and who also agrees that it should stay in place? Would Nikki Haley say that they should have a blank check to attack Iraq anytime they want?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes, she would say that.
Actually, it's no. She doesn't believe that you should have a blank check to attack Iraq. But Elise Stefanik does. Actually, switch it over again.
Yeah.
Because no. Nikki Haley is down.
Oh, they're both down.
No, Nikki Haley's up. Elise Stefanik. No, Nikki Haley's up. Elise Stefanik is down. Now, what does that mean? What are you doing, dude? Hi, good night. Come here.
Love you.
On 6/17/2021, you can put your thumb down, Amy. On 6/17/2020, 6/17/2021, she voted not to repeal the Iraq authorization and went against Republican majority in that. is that pretty much all Republicans voted to repeal that. She was an actual thumbs down on repealing. Nikki Haley doesn't believe in an end-all be-all punch card for Iraq. Let's keep going. How about this? Passed a $555 billion Christmas minibus spending spree for the government. You guys remember that right before Christmas in 2019, COVID, where they went ahead and extended the PPP loans and the paycheck subsidies, and they went ahead and increased the budget for $555 billion. And we talked about a lockdown, and we were going to lock it down, but some Republicans jumped across the aisle. Couldn't have been Stefanik, right? So what do you think, Liv? Why are you so negative on Elise?
I'm just going with her voting record at this point.
You should put it up twice, actually, because she voted for it twice. Because
How do you vote for something twice?
Well, because it didn't pass the first time.
Oh.
She did it twice. And Nikki Haley has obviously said multiple times that the government spending is way too much, and we would think that she would vote against it. But
what did she vote against it though?
For
Nikki, did she actually? Because I'm like, I thought she voted for
Nikki
that
didn't
one.
Vote. Nikki was a governor.
Oh, that's right.
She see, the thing is everyone's saying she's a neocon and a warmonger, and she's never voted for shit. She's a governor, and she was a UN ambassador. What the hell is she voting for? Whatever. Okay, let's go. This one. Now, this is a trick question. Voted for the Equality Act, which focused on gay marriage, which focused on equality, equity, that everyone deserves equal outcome, no matter the situation. It's more of DEI type of legislation. Where would Nikki Haley fall upon DEI legislation? Let me know. That's right. Olivia, where do you think your good friend Elise Stefanik is? Yeah, she voted for it. And she voted for it. You can fact check me, 5/17/2019. I'm going to do one more because let me just do this. Let me just tell you the other things she voted for, because this is everything she voted for in 2018. And that's not too long ago. It's less than 5 years. Here it is. Overturned President Trump national emergency declaration on the border. She voted to turn it down. Surrender on the border wall empowered drug cartels and human traffickers. She voted for it. February 14th, 2019, February 26th, 2019, January 11th, 2019, reduce accountability in Congress by making federal pay mandatory spending. She voted for it. 12/20/2018, release dangerous criminals from federal prison, specifically drug-related crimes and any crimes that were not a first degree or second degree felony. All were very progressive, immediately released from federal prison. She voted for it. Squash, that was on 12/20. 12/12, squash debate on U.S. involvement in a foreign war, where she wanted to stop the debate and allow extensive funding. This is the same bill that was attached to Joe Biden later, where there would be absolutely no argumentation on conflicts, that they would just have to notify for a 48-hour letter and then ultimately be able to go ahead and have any type of conflict that they wanted as long as they notified Congress. She voted for that. Pass a $900 billion farm bill with socialist policies, which required that all farms that did not meet a minimum standard of distribution and production would go ahead and take an average of all the ones that did, and they would get paid appropriately for it. Socialism, equal distribution. She voted for it. Pass a bill that will lead to the continued nation building on 2018, even though she says she stands alone. Pass a promise-breaking omnibus before the election on 9/26/2018, which she did. Extended a broken and almost insolvent food insurance program. She did that in 18. Pass amnesty with citizenship for 1.8 million illegal immigrants. She voted for it on 6/27/2018. Passed a $1 trillion crony capitalism farm bill, if you all remember that, in 2018. And lastly, let's see the last one. Stop unconstitutional abuse of American privacy through the Patriot Act. She voted for it.
She sounds like a very staunch conservative to me.
So does anyone else want to go ahead and say Elise Stefanik is a neocon, Democrat paid shill, and say that same thing about Nikki Haley? Because here's the thing. I don't love Nikki Haley. I just think y'all are being fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I think you're just going, you guys are like Simon Says. And Donald Trump says this, everybody follows suit. And you guys keep listening to the same shills. Yeah. You guys, I'm listening to the same people you're listening to. I'm listening to Tim Pool. I listen to Tucker Carlson. I listen to these people, and I'm just baffled at why you guys continue to listen to people who tell you who to hate.
Yeah.
I just want you to start listening to the people actually talking and base your judgment on themselves. And if you come down and you say Nikki Haley is not the right person, that's fine. I'm cool with that. You want to say DeSantis isn't the right person, that's fine. Because here's the thing, Donald Trump's going to win the nomination. Donald Trump is not guaranteed to win the presidency. And he deserves to win the nomination. And good for him. And I've said it all along. All of these people are vying for vice president. Well, DeSantis doesn't want to be VP. Vivek Ramaswamy is a horrible decision for VP. Nikki Haley is being vetted. Stefanik is being vetted. And when her voting record comes out, you guys, she voted 52% liberal, 48% conservative over her time in Congress. Give me a fucking break. She's not even remotely close. All right, I'm going to stop, and I hope you get the point. Livia, Amy, I would like your reaction.
If I lose, I'm going to bomb your house, just like I'm going to bomb Iran. I will say this really quick. Someone did suggest in the comment section, I don't know if they were serious or not. I don't know. It just says, what about someone like Condoleezza Rice? So I think that would be awful and terrifying.
I think you have to understand is that somebody like Condoleezza Rice wouldn't run with Trump.
Right. Yeah. Also.
Because you want to talk about a neocon. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Condoleezza Rice? Folks, I don't want you to now despise Elise Stefanik because she voted probably with her district because she's from New York. And she did what her constituents wanted. And that is actually admirable because it's not her fucking job to decide what she votes. It's her job to listen. And I got to give her credit, even though she voted along liberal lines, that's her district.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with here's the truth, okay? There are 4 different branches of our current GOP. DeSantis has a third of it, and Nikki Haley has a third of it, and Donald Trump has a third of it. Donald Trump probably has about a 50%, and then 25-25. That's the truth. But there is a whole, it's not 25-25. It would be like 15, 15, and 50, and then another, whatever the math is, another 20. Those are moderates, and nobody has those yet, except for Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley has the moderates. I've made this argument now. I broke it down today in that video. If you have not seen it, go watch it because I break down the vice presidency for you. I tell you what we desperately need. No candidate, including Stefanik, Noem, none of them. The only 2 people who truly bring in a minority vote, which I think, honestly, the inner cities are going to vote for Donald Trump more than you've ever experienced before. I think people like Ice Cube. People like Ice Cube and rappers are coming out all the time. Black conservatives they're sick of it. They are done with Democrat policies. They have been hurt. They were hurt by COVID more than any other demographic. And financially, they've been hurt more than any other demographic. I think African Americans are fucking sick and tired of Democrat policy. But Ben Carson brings a very large portion of educated college voters, educated white college voters who all went to Joe Biden. He brings them in. Not as good as moderates, because I do believe Nikki Haley brings in the moderates, but Ben Carson is enough where he could bring in the moderates. It's not a bad idea, but don't sit here and tell me that Nikki Haley, because she took money, and I'm going to end with this, and then I'm going to shut up, and I swear to God, I'm going to let you guys go. But this was my segment, and I wanted to do it tonight because I'm going to show you a video, and this should put you all to bed. What do you guys think of JP Morgan and Chase? You know,
as the company or what? Yes,
the bank.
What? I mean,
yeah. They're big Wall Street. They're $1 billion. They essentially at any of these major banking systems, the Koch brothers, BlackRock, AC Financial, JP Morgan are considered to be billionaire donors. And if Nikki Haley got that money, they would say that she's bought and paid for by Wall Street. Fair?
Yes, that's what. Yes, I personally, I have. Well, I'm just saying because of my job. I mean, I'm tied in with all of that stuff as well. Not personally. I wish I would got donations from them, but I'm just saying. So I might have a different perspective from the real estate point of view because they are huge.
We've got this great
but my point is,
but
I want to hear that
say
perspective.
MAGA,
but I want you to understand that Donald Trump sat down with BlackRock, that he sat down with AC Financial, he sat down with JP Morgan, he did solicit money from the Koch brothers. He did that in 2020 and 2016. He got turned down in 2016 from Koch, in 2020 from the Koch brothers, and they didn't give him any money. It was a big thing. They funded DeSantis, and now they're funding Nikki Haley because they're all anti-Trump. That's fine. That doesn't mean that any candidate takes money from these people are guilty, because here's JP Morgan and Chase defending Donald Trump. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that association makes you guilty, then Donald Trump cannot be the president of the United States based upon your understanding, because Merry fucking Christmas.
Voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. Yeah. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues. And that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting Trump?
It's hard to hate 75 million of your fellow Americans. And
I agree.
It's done crazy.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really, could we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect, and I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
Yeah.
Amy, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm just going to say, now that Donald Trump has received an endorsement, at least a defense from JP Morgan and Chase, obviously Donald Trump is owned by Chase Bank. He's owned by a financial institution, a Wall Street banker. He's a neocon, and Donald Trump can no longer be a viable option for president based upon all of your logic. I just want to let you all know, I'm sorry, you're going to have to find somebody else. Amy, go ahead.
I mean, I don't agree with that statement about him being owned by someone who's supporting him. I think from my personal perspective, JP Morgan, any of these big financial companies, because of Donald Trump's ties to the real estate industry and how much that is his bread and butter. He makes so much money in commercial real estate. It's crazy. Well, how's he getting these loans for these real estate, investments? It's from these big financial institutions. So of course, I think it's obvious they're going to back him. He's probably one of their biggest customers, and he has set the tone for the financial aspect of the real estate industry, which is huge for these investors. Like that's a huge sect, and that's why there's so much controversy right now on another aspect of real estate. But it's a huge industry. There's tons of money in it for reasons. There's tons of millionaires in real estate. I'm not one of them. It's a good way to invest, and it's a good way to get money back. Well, Donald Trump figured that out years ago. I'm sure he knows a lot of these people personally. And I think to say that because there was backing him that we shouldn't, that he is bought and paid for, well, then he's bought and paid for with his own money. That's my 2 cents. Because
you're wrong. He's a neocon, and now he's owned by the liberals. I'm sorry, Amy. That's a good try. Yep, he's a horrible human being, and with like Nikki, may they all burn in hell, and may God forgive them for their tempered souls. Because if you're running a national campaign, folks, taking campaign contributions is really antithetical to the process of running a good campaign, because everybody wants to run out of money right in the middle. Olivia, your thoughts on Amy? You're absolutely right. I'm being facetious. Yes, of course you're right. You take the money. But right now, Donald Trump's going to put that on Truth Social, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, this is perfect." See, Donald Trump can't be stopped. And I'll be like, "You fuck! He's a bank. It's JP Morgan and Chase. It's one of the biggest banks in the world. If Nikki Haley got that endorsement, you would say she's bought and owned by Vladimir Putin. Give me a fucking break. Let's Have the same standard for everybody. Why can't we just openly admit maybe this is just the truth? You don't want a woman who pees sitting down in office. Could that possibly just be the problem? Maybe. I don't know what it is, but seriously, dude, your hatred for this woman is ridiculous. Olivia, go ahead.
I can understand why a lot of people think that politicians are bought and paid for, because a lot of them are.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure they are.
It's really hard to think that anyone in politics hasn't been swayed by money and is owned by whoever is donating to their campaigns or whatever. I totally get that. But it blows my mind how hypocritical people can be by saying that, okay, Haley will take a contribution.
You almost said Hitler.
I know, I almost said Hillary. I almost said Hillary.
God, jeez, you're supposed. Hey, Elise, I know you're upset with our voting record. You know what, Nikki, bomb her. Bomb her now.
I was going to say, I'm going to bomb your house. And I ran.
Right now.
I was going to say Hillary.
Bomb your house. Go ahead, Beauty.
So I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
That people are so hypocritical about, okay, so Nikki Haley will take donations from A, B, and C, and she's corrupt and she's evil. But Donald Trump takes those donations from the same A, B, and C, and he's just earning money for his campaign, and he's great, and nothing's wrong with him. It's just... People are hypocrites.
They are.
And there's two sides of the TDS. Trump derangement syndrome. There is the for Trump derangement syndrome, that Trump is just like we had the discussion the other day of he's anointed by God and he's God's trumpet and he's the only person in the entire world that can save the United States. There's that. And then there's the hatred for Donald Trump. And
tiny,
no matter what,
I call that tiny dick syndrome,
no
TDS.
matter what he does, he is evil, he is wrong, and freaking he can turn water into wine and raise the dead, and people would still say he's a horrible, horrible person and blah, 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 blah.
Do you know how many jobs he put out when he cured cancer? How many people don't have jobs now?
Exactly.
Donald Trump hates people.
Excuse. It's just, if you're running a national campaign for president, you have to take donations. And where do these people think that they're going to make their money? Is it these five? There's not enough people in the Midwest that can donate $5 or $10 for the campaign for it to run. It's not gonna be a successful campaign because there's not enough small donations. They got to get big donations, and they have to get it from somewhere. And honestly, I don't think Trump has ever been bought. I mean, I don't think anyone can ever tell him what to do. To be completely honest.
Did you guys see the video of the mobster who came out? He's like, 25 years ago, I tried to buy off Trump. We were going to have him whacked because we couldn't get this fucking guy to an old mobster, an old hit. I mean, he was a mobster, and he's just like, we tried to buy him. He's like, this guy wouldn't budge. We couldn't buy his ass. We tried to bribe him. We tried to threaten him. This guy wouldn't. He can't be bought, And everyone's like, look, he has a mobster who's freaking endorsing him. He's part of the mafia.
Exactly. Just like the KKK last time.
All right. Well, Trump's speaking right now. Let's go ahead and watch a little bit of this because I'm interested to see what he's saying in New Hampshire. It's good to see him in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
When this is over, I question from audience.
Give me the question now.
Okay. It was Kevin from Rumble. Let me see.
Oh, by the way, hey, Rhonda, I saw your comment that Matt was going to lecture me for 20 minutes. I saw that on Facebook. I see everything. It may have a billion users, but I can smell my name like a fart in a car. I'll tell you that much. What was the question?
What's the best way to convince young Trump supporters to vote when they think their vote won't count?
That's the thing is you tell them that you're honest with them and you say this. What state are you from? Here's the conversation. Let's do an example. Amy, what state are you from?
Virginia.
Okay, your vote doesn't matter for president. Okay,
right.
Olivia, what state are you from? Say Michigan.
Michigan.
Your vote counts for the president and everything below it. Okay, and that's the truth. If you're in a swing state, you need to vote for the president. Either way, you should vote for the president and show your support. But down ticket is where the bread and butter is. And if you don't vote in state and local elections, which is based off the popular vote, your vote is wasted. It does count. And it still counts in presidential election. It just doesn't matter for the Electoral College. So vote.
Right.
Because if you say it doesn't matter, there is 37% of people out there who don't vote. Mm-hmm. They don't vote. And we need to, because they don't believe in it. I made this video today. We have got to find a way to get them to vote. Nevada. Yeah, Nevada's important. It's not necessarily a true swing state, but it is purple. And it has the ability to definitely go back. It unfortunately has a lot of immigrants who come in. It has a lot of relocation and replants come in, just like Arizona. But Nevada has an opportunity. It does, because you got to vote. The one thing I promise you this is Trump supporters will vote. The question is, does he have enough left? And he doesn't. There is no path to victory for Donald Trump unless he gets the moderate vote. He knows this. This is why he's not stupid. He's not dumb. He's going to probably grab Haley. It makes sense because she is going to more than likely do extremely well in New Hampshire or win New Hampshire, and that's enough for him to punch the ticket. It's enough influence for her to be popular. Look at Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris handed Joe Biden the fucking election. And he wouldn't even have gotten out of the primary. It was Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders. But what she did for him in the Carolinas absolutely kicked off his campaign. That's the way this works. But you've got an opportunity here to gain the moderate vote. Put in Ben Carson. Fine. Don't put in somebody like Carrie Lake. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. All right.
I just want to say really quick before we get into this, I don't know who his lighting person is, but he needs to fire them. Like they are fucking.
I was just gonna say that the Orange Man comments are definitely going to be coming out.
Hey Nikki, do you want to bomb his lighting person?
Yeah. If I lose, yeah.
If I lose, I'm going to bomb Iran. Here it is.
I almost said they'd understand if I didn't show up. This crowd would not be happy. Had a lot of people outside. They couldn't get in, but this was a beautiful trip, actually. It's beautiful. It's a great place, and we've had tremendous luck here, as you.
I didn't register to vote because I didn't think my vote would matter. That, by far, in my opinion, Darla. Okay, Darla, the other day you thought I was coming down on you, and you thought you said something that you didn't. Okay, can I say something now without you taking offense? Because I hope we're at that point in our relationship. You know I love you. You're an idiot. At least for the next 5 minutes, you're an idiot. You won't be after that 5 minutes. You won't be before that 5 minutes. But right now, you're an idiot. I love you, but you've been watching my show for 3 years, and you're going to sit here and tell me that of all the times, you know what? You're not the idiot. I am. I can't believe that I haven't been convincing enough to help you understand how important your vote is, how important it is to get out in state and local elections, that it's imperative for you to do that. I have let you down, and I have contributed to your idiocy for the next 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, you're going to be better, and you'll be okay, and I'll love you again. But right now, you're an idiot. There you go.
When we lived in California, I registered to vote, and I knew it was not going to count for president because there's no way California can be swayed, but I still voted.
Darla, you get your ass out there and you register, or I'm going to fly out to wherever you are, and I'm going to register, or I'm going to have Nikki Haley bomb your house.
Big favor.
Yeah.
Just like that.
In 2016, you remember that? We came in and we blasted it. But I'm thrilled to be back in the great state of New Hampshire. As you know, earlier this week, we had a really monumental, I would say monumental, right? It was the biggest ever. There's never been anything quite like it, not even close. I think it was double the best ever. But it was a win in Iowa, great place, incredible people. You know, the people there are great. They're great all over our country. They feel the same way. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple thing to think, right? We want to make America. Remember when Biden goes around all over, we're going to fight MAGA. I want to ask him, Joe, do you know what MAGA means? Because he doesn't have any idea. It's called Make America Great Again, right? But we were the first ever to get over that 50%. We actually had 52%, and that's never been done. And they were saying we might hit 40, and 40 was really monumental. That was big, and we got 52. And it's time for the Republican Party, frankly, to come together and to unify. We have to unify and focus all of our resources and energy.
John, you're the biggest pussy I've ever met. You won't call in, but you talk a lot of shit. Pussy.
My worry is
Pussy.
God. Good graphic there, dear.
Big gaping vagina, John. What, Liv?
The whispering eye.
You're the whispering eye, John. You're just a big, giant, freaking mass of womanhood. Estrogen just pouring out of you. Bleh, I'm afraid to call in. And Nikki Haley's going to bomb your house. Bomb his house.
Yep.
Bomb it. There we go. Okay, go ahead, Liv.
So my worry is that how many people hate Nikki Haley, like with a passion. It's like
John does because John hates his own mom.
It's amazing.
He hates women. John just hates women. I think that's what it is.
I was going to say, I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll comment after you're done.
If she is the VP pick for Trump, that how many people are going to say, nope, I'm not going to vote because
not one of them. Not one of them. Every one of them will vote. They'll be like, okay, you know what? We were wrong. This is a good move. We're just going to wait and see, but we're gonna grin and bear it. And we're gonna vote for Trump. Give me a break. You're just as bad as the people. Like, I'm gonna move out of the fucking United States if Joe Biden wins. I'm gonna move out of the United States if Donald Trump wins. Stop being a fucking liberal. Just say what you mean. None of you are going to freaking not vote for Trump. He could freaking pick Ronald McDonald and you guys would vote for him. And so would I. You're not going to vote for Joe. Oh, I'm just not going to show up. What a baby. What a giant baby. Come on, people. All right.
He looks like he's lost some weight. Is it just me?
It looks like he literally is being melted by the sun.
Yeah. I think he did too much contour on the side of his head. I don't know what's going on. But his lighting is terrible. He looks so orange. But
he does. And they need to fix that. I mean, seriously, that is bad. Whoever did it.
So bad. It's so bad.
Okay.
Can I just comment really quick on who would vote for Haley? Because I don't really love her. I actually don't care for her much at all. She has made me like her more during this presidential campaign process. She said a lot that I actually was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to like her more. My politics don't really align with her things, but that's okay. But she gets the majority of women on certain things, especially women's, health issues, the abortion, all that crap. So like, I think she's going to get a huge amount of votes, and I think it's going to be a lot of women, and I think it'll be a lot of minorities too. I really do.
Yeah. And even if it's not a huge amount, all he needs is 7%. I showed you that today. 4% of the men voted for Biden, 3% extra voted over Hillary Clinton in 2016. He gets 4% extra on the men, 3% on the women. I don't care if it's Democrats. I don't care if it's moderates. Hell, I don't care if the fucking Klan comes out. As long as he gets those votes, he will win the election. Enough, people. Like I said, if he puts Sirhan on the freaking ticket, I'll vote for Donald Trump as long as it gets him to win. I don't care. Uh-oh. I thought somebody's hot.
Who's calling in?
Let's see. I don't know. Who's calling in? Let's see. Who's calling?
Hey, Matt.
Hi. Oh, it's not.
This is Elizabeth again.
It's not John.
I have to. This is not John. Come on, this is Elizabeth.
Hold on a second. Elizabeth, time out.
I'm going to tell you.
Elizabeth, hold on. John, I just want to let you know, Elizabeth is more of a man than you are. Go ahead.
Jeez.
John says Haley is Matt's dom. Well, John, at least I don't go ahead and roll over for a pack of cigarettes. You're a male prostitute.
That reminds. He says Matt loves Haley.
No, I don't.
That's what he just said. So that makes me think of what the little kids in elementary school, Matt and Haley sitting in a tree.
John's a petulant little 2-year-old who doesn't have the balls to call. It doesn't bother me because here's the thing. I defend all candidates. I just told you why you should listen to all candidates. It's not about Haley. It's that you guys are so obsessed with her. Just like I was doing this with DeSantis and it pissed you off too. You guys are a bunch of petulant little babies, John. You literally, your dick blows based upon what Donald Trump tells you what to do. So you can go ahead and project onto me and say that I'm in love and enamored with Haley. You love Donald Trump's cock. You will take it in his mouth. You'll take it in your ass. You'll take it all over your face and your chin. You will literally brick him off anywhere. I've got a wife that looks 10 times better than Nikki Haley. I don't give a fuck about Nikki Haley. I care about you making an educated decision and stop acting like a petulant little turd. That's what I care about. Call me if you disagree, pussy. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
He's at work.
Matt, what I'm calling about is, I'm going to, with all these candidates, Trump's awesome. Yeah. And we have been screwed over for the last couple of years with Biden.
Yeah.
And I am so sick of how our country is going. Our military is right now going down, in my opinion. Our economy sucks.
Yeah.
And I feel like Trump would actually be the best candidate. But at the same time, what we're going to have is a lot of idiots, because we have idiots over here in Oklahoma as Republicans. It's not all Republicans that are as great as Trump.
Yeah.
And because whenever you start looking at if a child claims to be a furry, they will actually get either the parents called or get sent to the animal control here in Oklahoma. All because of the stupid Republicans that's over here.
My God. So
yes, I said they went to animal control.
So
that's a Republican that's actually running that. That's Stitt, and that's also Walters.
I'm just trying to process all of that. Elizabeth, Donald Trump's going to win the nomination. You know this, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And in fact, the probability of him not winning, even if he's in jail, are slim to none. The whole point about Haley is when she said this is a two-person race. See, people are so stupid.
No, they're like, she doesn't understand that it's two people. It's Donald Trump, her, and DeSantis.
No, dipshit. She knows she won't beat Trump. She's saying it's between her and DeSantis, who is going to face Trump. So people are just so if this was DeSantis, I'll do the same thing. When they were going to start taking after Vivek Ramaswamy, and it only lasted 24 hours before Vivek blew his load like John's mom, but he did. And when he did, I was ready to defend him. I was going to come out for Vivek and go, you people love him, and now you don't like him because Donald Trump said so. I am so tired of this that you have to hate everyone who challenges Donald Trump. I don't hate Chris Christie for that. I hate Chris Christie because he's a glutton. He's disgusting, and he should. And honestly, I hate his policy. I don't like certain people because of who they are, not because someone else tells me who they aren't. So Donald Trump's going to win. He's going to be on the ticket. They're not going to get him thrown off the ballot. Don't worry. So who do you want as VP, Elizabeth?
I would like to see Haley, because of the fact that if we can get Haley and Trump together, then I think that we would really rock it.
All right, yeah, I do.
Because,
What about Ben Carson? You like Ben Carson? Because he's my number one pick's Ben Carson, just to be completely honest with you.
Ben Carson's good, and I think that some of his policies is not exactly what they should be, because whenever I start looking at the some of the dynamics of what he's doing, we've got to put it in realism.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and of course, you notice I keep saying in my opinion.
I don't attack you. I don't attack you when you say that. I don't attack anybody because there's no such thing as attacking somebody with words, for God's sake. But when someone says my opinion, you notice how I never challenge them. Like if John would say, in my opinion, I think Donald Trump has the best tasting semen on the planet, I would have said, hey, congratulations, John. Good for you. But he didn't say that, did he? He said it was fact. And only that's right. So therefore, just give me your opinion. So go ahead, give me your opinion. If you could have anybody, who would it be?
If we could have somebody like Colin Powell, come back like Colin Powell was back whenever my dad was military.
He's gonna die.
Colin Powell was the best.
You breathing there, dear?
In my opinion.
Congratulations on having an opinion, Elizabeth. I really appreciate your opinion very, very much.
Well, at least I try to have opinion, but
no. I respect it. I respect it, no matter how wrong it is.
I just want to know why. But I want to know why Colin Powell. Like, what makes him but why?
If you really got to know who Colin Powell was in person, because of the fact that I got to know him in person, he had a lot of good ideas.
Elizabeth,
but
did you sleep with Colin Powell?
No, but I did get to visit with him.
Oh, Like in a brothel, or no,
No.
I just okay. So you got to visit with him, and you listen. I've met Schwarzkopf, and I know what you're talking about. When you meet people of this magnitude, I don't care if it's a liberal or not. There's like a magnetic thing about them. I know what you're talking about. I get it, and I'm sure he has it. But you realize his policies and where he stands, right? I mean, if he was to ever run, he would run as a Democrat, right?
No, you're going to laugh at me.
Yeah.
You ready to laugh at me?
No.
How about Chief Chuck Hoskins?
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to laugh at you. I just let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you think we have too much of in politics?
We have too many partisans. We need to get stop being so conservative and stop being so liberal, and we need to come to the middle where there's not so many people trying to be what they're not. Because too many, in my opinion, there's too many people that's awkward, that's throwing this country off, and we need to get somewhere in the middle so that we can actually get this country back on the right track.
I think that's a very, very lucid and valid point. I think at this point in the race, though, if you stick Donald Trump with anything other than a top 10 name, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's wasting the pick because Donald Trump has name recognition. Everybody in the world knows who Donald Trump is because he's a former president. Everybody knows who Joe Biden is. And once you're Brad Pitt, you don't go and date Susie Struthers or Sally Struthers. You go and date a supermodel. You go ahead. That's what you do. I think Donald Trump taking anyone to the dance who isn't a top 10 name is a disservice, and that the Democrats will use it against him. And what they will say is Donald Trump can't get anyone good because nobody wants to work with Donald Trump. So you have to get a Ben Carson. You have to get a.
Do you know who Chief Chuck Hopkins is?
Yeah, I do, but nobody else does, and that's the problem.
But the thing about Chief Chuck Hoskins is he would not run with Trump.
Well, right. So, and not just that, but nobody knows who he is. So. Am I wrong?
I say you are because of the fact that he's actually been well known around every place else.
I think if you asked every single person in this chat to tell us who he is or where he's from or what he's known for, most people would tell you they don't know. I would assume. But I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong. Well, I don't know, once, and I don't remember when it was, but when I was, I do remember I was wrong, and I don't know. Olivia, do you know who he is?
No.
Amy, do you know who he is?
Nope, never heard of him. Yeah, yeah.
So. You mean you have never heard of the Cherokee Chief?
No, they don't know.
No.
Chief of the Cherokee Nation, to be exact. So
yeah, and where are the Cherokees from exactly? I'm sorry for being ignorant on that. I feel like I should know that, but we don't have Cherokees where we live. We have Shawnee, we have Apache. Right? What else do we have? Like we don't have the Cherokees here, so I don't know anything about them. I don't know. Sorry. Isn't that a Western? Yeah, yeah. I don't know a lot about Cherokees. Sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
It's Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Tahlequah, Oklahoma. If you were watching Jeopardy not too long ago, every single player on there did not get it right. And they said, what was the capital of the Cherokees? That is Tahlequah, Oklahoma. That's where I'm at right now. So that's all I know about is Tahlequah.
So he is a Democrat. Are we talking about Junior?
Yes.
Okay, so he is a Democrat. And a fairly staunch Democrat. So, I said the other day that Harold Ford Jr. would make a great vice president for Donald Trump. So I understand there's good Democrats out there. There is such a thing. I know it seems antithetical, but especially the Rust Belt and the Midwest Democrats, most of them are fairly level-headed and decent human beings. Like Manchin, he's not a horrible human being. I don't like his policies and some of the things that he believes in, but he's not a horrible human being. So blue-collar Democrats are great. In fact, some of the best Democrats ever have been blue-collar Democrats. And Hoskins would be considered a blue-collar Democrat, especially being Native American. He's a minority, and that would be a benefit. But like I told you, kiddo, nobody knows who the hell he is. And just because I do is because I watch Jeopardy, and I also I'm fairly well read. But yeah, most people have no idea who he is.
Well, at least you know that I still put my vote in for him.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. Well, it's much better than Schwarzkopf or with Colin Powell, because Colin Powell is like an ardent Democrat and absolutely hates Donald Trump. Hates Donald Trump. Hates him.
And so does Chuck Hoskin Jr.'s wife.
Maybe you're not a Donald Trump fan. If you want to put next to people who hate him, what do you think?
No, basically, I like Donald Trump, but I'm trying to put somebody in there that's totally opposite of him, so that we can get back to the middle ground.
You're not going to get that with a vice president. Vice president's going to do whatever the president says. That's their job. So the vice president is non-existent.
That's the problem.
Well, no, the vice president shouldn't be existent because you don't elect the vice president. You elect the president, and the vice president comes along. It's like saying we elected the chief of staff or we elected the joint chiefs. You don't. The administration he picks. Ultimately, it's all Donald Trump's decision. So the vice president, honestly, is a position I think we should lose. It should really fall to the Speaker of the House. I think the lines of delineation between the presidency should be the President of the United States, and then it falls to the Speaker of the House. That is my true belief.
Now, what they could do is what we as Cherokees do over here in our nation, and that is vote for a president and vote for a vice president. We really need to change that up, and we can vote for a president and a vice president.
We tried that.
And that way, it still failed, didn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it very much failed. The fact is that we literally reversed it within like 20 some odd years of the Constitution because it was a shit show. Because we put the loser of the Democrat general election or Republican general election would ultimately become the VP. Can you imagine Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton working together? Are you kidding me? Can you imagine Joe Biden and Donald Trump? I mean, they would literally gum their food and roll around on the mat, literally kicking each other in circles, kicking the shit out of each other. No. They would sling poo at each other. No. It comes down to this. We need to get rid of the vice presidency because I think it is absolutely I hate the +1 vote in the Senate. That's the only thing it's good for. So what you should do is make a vice president of the Senate and have them stay the fuck out of the Oval Office. That's my opinion. Make them the VP of the Senate.
That sounds good.
That's it. Get rid of them. And then give the Speaker of the House the direct line of delineation to the president, their second in command, because that's really what it should be. But vice president, because here's the thing. Vice presidents are never selected based upon their merit. They're based upon what they can give the current president or the person who's running for office. That's what they're there for. To give them states. Lyndon Baines Johnson gave Texas to Kennedy. Dan Quayle gave the youth vote to Bush. You can go ahead and go to Kamala Harris. She's black. She's a woman. Check 2 boxes. Diversity higher. So the vice president is never qualified to be president. They're only qualified to help the president get elected. That is not somebody I want running my country, because then we get a snafu of, listen, Dan Quayle could have been president. Oh my God. Oh my God. Joe Biden could have been president freaking how many years ago? Mike Pence could have been president. Kamala Harris could have been president. I mean, I can go. I mean, how far do you want me to go back and say that it's never been a good decision ever? All right, Elizabeth, we got to go watch Donald Trump. I'll see you later, kiddo.
Thank you.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, love you. Bye. All right, let's go ahead and play this a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But I want to listen to Trump a little bit. Thanks, Elizabeth, for calling. We love you. John, your vagina hurts. Seriously. I'm working. Well, then stop watching the show and go back to work. I mean, that's, gosh, what are you, liberal? Seriously.
Defeating crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. And the radical left Democrats this November. We have to do it with your vote. 6 days from now. 6 days. Here we're.
Uh-oh. Oh, who did I offend with language?
Her name was
Emma.
Emma, I'm sorry. I usually watch my P's and Q's, especially lately. I apologize for my language. It's not always the best. And sometimes I go into my military form, but it's not the military. It's not my upbringing. It's not that I ran around with bad boys named Corn Pop. It's my own inequity. And even though I have a vocabulary that's fairly prolific and extensive, at times I do get to the guttural. And this is one of those times. So if I've offended you in any way, shape, or form, I greatly apologize. That was not my intention. It was foul-mouthed, and it was definitely locker room talk. And I have no desire to grab John by the hoo-ha. Okay?
He has too much estrogen on tonight, so he's trying to overcompensate.
That's right. I'm trying to bring some testosterone. I'm trying to bring some testosterone into this argument. Yeah. I appreciate you. I apologize. It's not what I'm designed to do. And honestly, I'm better than that. And I've done really well. And over the last couple months, I think I've done a really good job of not cussing like that and not saying sexual things like that. And I'm not very proud of myself tonight. So John and I have a little bit of a history of exchanging blows. I choose to do it in the vernacular. He tends to do it on his knees. And I apologize that I said those things. I really do. I sincerely, Emma. I hope you're still on. Who was it? Emma who?
Emma Smith?
Smith.
The most generic name in the world.
Hang on. Let me see.
Yeah.
Emma Smith.
She's
okay. Well,
I think I remember her from before. I think she left once before.
Oh, so she
because of the
keeps coming
language,
back from,
and then tried to come back, and then I think, and I read her comment. She said it was just, too much tonight for her. So.
Well, Emma, I hope you come back again, and I still apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong on occasion, and my language is always a bone of contention for some people. So I'll try to do better next time.
I steered her in the directions of the recording.
How about we just we chalk it up to once in a while. I'm going to say some things that are offensive, and we're all adults. And I love the fact that she left, and I hope that she comes back. I really do. Really means a lot. But if John wasn't such a giant gaping vag, this would have been solved because we just could have face-to-face and had an amicable conversation. But he had to go ahead and say and pretend he was at work. So I blame John. Really, I always do.
Right? Those two great places, they got it going. We just left Iowa. Now we're going to soon be leaving New Hampshire with a big victory, right? Based on the polls that just came out 20 minutes ago, it's going to be a big victory. I can tell you that. Then we're going to crush. Right after that, we're going to win, and we're going to crush.
It's interesting. John says Matt is still projecting his homosexuality. Here, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to look down, and I'm going to wave, and then Olivia's going to look up at Brady Bunch style Liv. There it is. Hi, honey.
Hi.
John, that's you don't have an avatar pic. You won't call in. You constantly snipe from afar. You degrade women. Yeah, I don't think homosexuality is the problem in this conversation. But if it were, I certainly I don't have any problem with homosexuals in any way, shape, or form. I think whatever tickles your pickle. So there's nothing wrong with being gay, dude. You don't need to make it personal, okay? And I'm not gay, but I am willing to learn. Right amount of Barry Manilow and some back rubs, you never know. It's possible.
Joe, and then, we're going to put America first, and we're going to start drill, baby, drill, and we're going to do a lot of things. And we had the safest border in history. We're going to make it the safest border in history again. As you probably know, Nikki Haley is counting on Democrats to... Think of that. She's they want to run against her. They're putting a lot of Democrats because they don't want to run against me. In 2016, they lost, and in 2020, I did much better than we did in 2016. Bad things happen. I don't want them turning off their cameras. Bad things happen.
See, that's great. He's learning. He's learning not to. What did I say today in the show? Do not talk about the stolen election ever again. Shut up. Don't. And someone's given him some good advice because he needs to. He needs to not suppress his own voters. He's got to encourage them to get out. There's too many people out there who have no desire to actually vote because of some of the things he said and the conversations. Now he needs to re-encourage all of those people and undo the bad to get them out there and vote.
When they hear that, we have to immediately turn off our cameras. But you know what happened. But we're not going to let that happen again. But we did much better in 2020 than we did in 2016. Nikki Haley is counting on Democrats and liberals to infiltrate your Republican primary. By the way, what's that all about? You're the only one. That's Sununu, I guess, right? The most overrated governor. He's no longer a popular governor. This guy.
He loves Sununu in 2020. Interesting. Hi, Amy.
Sorry,
you're back.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. I was just like, Amy's calling. It's great. Wrong. Amy. I want to apologize for the language. That wasn't appropriate. I don't think I've ever gotten that vulgar. Sometimes people rub me the wrong way. and I'm a human being. And I
to put a zap collar on you whenever he does, it zaps you.
That would work. Whatever, man. Listen, it's easy to trigger me. It's easy. Lie, just lie. That's all you got to do. You want to piss me off? Lie, especially lie on me. Say I am a certain way that I'm not, and I'm gonna take you to task. And you know what? It is what it is. You've all watched Joe Rogan. Give me a break. You've all watched Bill Maher. Give me a break. You've all heard people speak a lot worse than I am. I'm not proud of it, but cut me some slack, folks. Okay, I do this job a lot, and I deal with idiots every single day. And once in a while, you just gotta tattoo them in the lip. So there you go. That's it.
Just so you understand, I was never a fan of his, to be honest. He could have run for the Senate. He could have won. It would have given us the majority. But no, he wanted to run for president. And he did run for president. I beat him in your state, New Hampshire. I beat him by 44 points. I was leading him 44 points. But he ran for president. He just didn't have the courage to say he was running. He ran. I never saw a guy do more television than he did. And in the end, he had about 2 points. He had, I think, 1 point more than Ada Hutchinson, okay? But why does he allow Democrats to vote in the Republican primary? Why does he allow independents and liberals to vote this is about Republicans, and then we'll bring them in as they start to...
Because it's the state's constitution, and it's up to the state to decide. Not Donald Trump, but that's just what I heard.
What a great job we're doing, right? But why does he allow Democrats to come in and vote? It's ridiculous. But despite that, we're leading by a lot, and I think it's going to be a little bit like Iowa. We were leading by a lot, and then we broke this record, and some people were surprised, but I wasn't, because I saw the enthusiasm. We have the same enthusiasm here. And then we go to Nevada, where I think we're up 94 points. Okay? In fact, I hear that we're up 100 points because Ron DeSanctimonious just dropped out of the race, and he's the only one that tried to challenge us. And he just dropped.
I told you. And I want you to remember that of all my cussing and vulgarity that occasionally pops up, I will put my predictions against any single person in this game. Because I told you Ron DeSantis was going to drop out after Iowa and before New Hampshire was my prediction. So there you go. Ron DeSantis just dropped out of the race. That gives Nikki Haley 22 to 25% of the vote.
He just dropped out?
That's what he just said.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah, I gotta check this one out.
This is interesting. Now, Nikki Haley, can I gotta interrupt this because I'm gonna tell you what the move for Nikki Haley is right now. Does anybody want to know?
Yes.
The move for Nikki Haley right now is to call Donald Trump as soon as he gets off stage, if he's not already off stage, and say the simple words, I want to be your vice president. I want to toe the line. You know how I feel about you? I'll drop out right now. And you will have my complete endorsement, and we'll go in and we'll campaign New Hampshire together. Let's do it. That's what she should do. Because she's not going to beat him, no matter what she does. If that's true, if he dropped out.
I'm not seeing that. Are you saying that? I'm seeing that he shifted his campaign away from New Hampshire.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I didn't see that. And he's in South Carolina.
Why is he saying he just dropped out?
I think he's just...
Rewind that and listen to it again.
Hold on. Because it would shock the shit out of me because after his results, he shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that he's shifting his...
Well, that's what I said he should do. He should leave New Hampshire and go right into South Carolina because he can be competitive in there. Not win, but he can be competitive. Maybe predicted it, but
yeah,
if that happened, that is a shocker. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I mean, considering he got second,
I don't know.
When they hear that, we have to immediately turn off our cameras. Republicans, and then we'll be the only one that tried to challenge us. And he just... Okay. In fact, I hear that we're up 100 points because Ron DeSanctimonious just dropped out of the race, and he's the only one that tried to challenge us.
You guys, if he... Hold on, listen. Hey, heads out of the phones real quick.
Yes.
If he just said, not you, Amy, that's Olivia. You don't have to do what I say. And neither is Olivia, for that matter. But I would appreciate it. Listen, he just is talking about Nevada. So even if he pulled out a no, Donald Trump was just talking about Nevada. And he just said that he's up by like 94 points in Nevada. Then he's like, actually 100 because Ron DeSanctimonious just dropped out. So there's still South Carolina and New Hampshire to go before Super Tuesday. So by saying he dropped out, he's saying he dropped out of the race. Now, I want to check this because I'm not seeing it anywhere on the news. Yeah. So if let's hear what he has to say and go from there. Hold on.
And he just dropped out of the race. He just announced it. They're dropping out. Well, wait a minute. You might have missed.
Oh, shit. See, this is now, now here's the problem with this, is that the media is going to feast on him for this. And you know what? So is Ron DeSantis and so is Nikki Haley. This is a huge screw up. This is massive because this is going to lend them that he's too old, that he's just like Joe Biden, that his faculties aren't there. This is a massive screw up if he did that. What he should say is that he moved on from New Hampshire, which was what I recommended. Fly over New Hampshire, go away. You have no chance there. It's Nikki Haley and Trump. You have a 4%. Go hit South Carolina. That's what I said last night. That's what I said, not drop. And I did say that if Ron DeSantis showed up in third or fourth, he would have dropped out, and he most assuredly would have, but he got second. So I'm shocked. That would have been a complete accident if he would drop out. But Donald Trump right now, this is going to play all over the media for weeks. Here's his reaction. And look at him. You can tell he's uncomfortable. I've never seen Donald Trump react like that in my life. So let's see what happens. Oh, boy.
Only one that tried to challenge us. And he just dropped out of the race. He just announced it. They're dropping out. Well, wait a minute. You might have missed. This can only happen. I meant when I say he dropped out of the race, he dropped out of the race in Nevada.
What? You can't drop out of the race in Nevada. I think what he's trying to say is that he's not going to go to Nevada because the numbers are just as bad as New Hampshire. Hold on. Let's listen to it.
No, I was wondering, and I sort of checked myself. I thought the applause was a little bit strong. No. He checked out. That's very funny. I'm glad I caught it. Because they're going, we have breaking news. Ron DeSantis. Maybe I should have left it that way. What the hell? It's going to happen anyway. We should have left it. That way the fake news would have been about four days early. That's all. No, that's fine. No, I just thought that the emotion was so great. I said, I know it's great. He just dropped out of Nevada, but it's not that big a deal, a great football player. No, he just dropped out of Nevada, so he was the only one that challenged us there, and that meant, because we were up by, I think, 94, 95 points. It's not bad. And so...
Yeah, they're gonna hammer him for that. And I understand what he was saying now, and I think that's what was my point to y'all, is I said, wait a second, stop, because he was talking about Nevada, but every single person in that room and every single person who watched that thought that Ron DeSantis just dropped out of the race. I think every single... Did you guys think anything different? Okay. So the media is going to get a hold of that one, and it's going to be Trump isn't capable of running. He doesn't have his faculties. He's senile. Here we go. Son of a bitch.
We've got 100% of Nevada. And then a lot of people think South Carolina is next. It's Nevada. And then we go to South Carolina where we're leading Nikki, I think, by like 60 points. I mean, that tells you a lot. How do you lose your own state, you're governor of a state, and you're down by 60? I don't think that's going to change. He says bird brain. It's bird brain. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's bird brain. But one of those things, isn't it? Welcome to the world of politics.
See, that's good. You know, have you ever heard Trump save somebody when somebody insults? No. especially a competitor, he constantly defends Haley. He constantly defends her. And that should tell you something, is Trump only defends people who are worthwhile to Trump. And I'm telling you guys, you can read the writing on the wall, that he at least likes her. And he's not going to call her bird brain. Now he has shared tweets, or at least Truth Social, whatever you call those, truths, whatever they are, on his site that say bird brain and stuff. But the fact that he seemed uncomfortable calling her a bird brain and calls, Rosie O'Donnell a complete, dog, he just never holds back on people like that. He never has. So it's interesting. I don't think it's a softer Trump. I think it's a Trump that has not completely given up on Nikki Haley, is what it tells me. But anyway.
The people behind Nikki Haley are pro-amnesty, they're pro-China, they're pro-open borders. She wants open borders, don't kid yourself. Pro-war, and they're pro-Biden, because those are the people that are sending them. Biden people are coming in. They have Biden stuff, and they're coming in to register and to vote in your primary. It is crazy. You got to get that changed. We're going to take it. If we weren't popular, how do you win? Where everybody's allowed basically to come and vote. The enemy, which let's say in this case, until it's over, because the whole country is going to unify by its success. When we're successful, the country is going to be unified. We are going to unify our country through success. But right now, we don't want Democrats voting in the Republican primary, Sununu. Sununu ought to do that instead of walking around with Nikki Haley and her polls go down every day. The radical left Democrats are supporting Nikki Haley because they know she's much easier to beat.
I'm just letting you know that Nikki Haley's poll numbers in New Hampshire actually have her at a 41%, showing Trump at a 40. So today in the Real Clear Politics average, she overtook Trump. So I don't know what he's talking about going down the polls. And can I also tell you that the Iowa polls were very accurate? They missed about 3.5, 4 points on Ron DeSantis. That's it. Otherwise, they were dead balls accurate. So I told you a long time ago, state polls are very, very good. They are very accurate. There's some states that suck, but most states are fairly accurate when it comes to, because they're only polling Republicans. You understand that? And in New Hampshire, they're still polling the electorate. And yes, independents and Democrats can vote, and they handle it like a general election. That's just the way it is. All right, we got about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to cut bait.
And Trump. And you know what? If she weren't, they wouldn't be doing it. But, they're great disinformation people. Misinformation, disinformation. They're almost the same, but not quite. But let's not go into definitions right now. They're very close, actually. A lot of people still don't understand it. But I give them credit for both. But they are literally, what they're doing is they will say, we want to run against Trump so bad. In the meantime, they're sending all their people to vote for Nikki Haley. The reason they do that is they want to run against Nikki Haley. Usually when they say something, it's the opposite, okay? And they're very good at it, too. They're good at cheating in elections and disinformation. She runs around with one poll from 3 months ago. It's 3 months old. In fact, the paper is frayed on the outside from her holding it up so much. You had to go. And it said she's 17 points up on Biden. But I'm the one that's up on Biden. That's the only poll she had that was good. And she's used that thing, and Fox puts it on. They all put it on. She's used it. They don't use the new polls where she's losing. She's losing to everybody. But we're winning to everybody. It just came out. We're 11 points up in Michigan. We're 9 points up in Pennsylvania. These are states that are hard. I won them in 2016. Again, I did much better with those states in 2020. But think of it. We're 11 points up in Michigan. You know why? The auto workers know that Biden sold them out. All the cars are going to be made in China based on what Biden did. How do you like what did he say? Now, this is an audience with all those cameras back there. I'm sure that's all right. That's a true fan. Who did that? Who said that? Let me see the hand. Oh, he's a tough-looking cookie. He can get away with it. You know what? He can get away with it, right? It's all right. They're probably saying to their viewers that we'd like to excuse ourselves for that. In Iowa, nearly 50% of Haley voters said they plan to vote for Biden in November. Now, that means that she's like a Democrat. I actually think she might go to the Democrat Party. And I know her very well. You have to stand. I really put her there because I wanted to make the lieutenant governor of South Carolina, Henry McMaster's one of the best governors, And by the way, he really closed his, he took care of COVID. He got rid of it. He had it open. Ron had his Florida was closed and strongly closed. And he loved Fauci, just so you understand. I see where I was against Fauci. Yeah, like about 6 months later, he loved Fauci, and his state was totally closed.
Oh, this is where he loses me. I can't sit here and pretend that Donald Trump didn't shut down the country and didn't promote vaccines and didn't give Fauci an award. Give me a break. It's just, this is just where he loses me. And I wish he would just play it straight. To say Nikki Haley is for open borders is stupid. She has not said anything remotely like that. She said she would like to bring humanity back into immigration. These are human beings, right? We are Christians. Aren't we supposed to care about human beings? I understand that they're illegal. I understand that they have crossed over the fences. I understand. Should we just kill them all? I mean, come on. Can we just have a little humanity and maybe treat people with some dignity and respect? And if they are here illegally, you know what? I would give my own worst enemy a coat if it was 10 degrees outside. I don't want to see that person die of exposure, okay? I think it's okay to say, you know what, you came into our country illegally, but here's a coat. I don't think that's a problem. If it is, then I'm no longer a Republican. I'm just not. I'm just not a conservative. I can't be. Because I think.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Would you give an illegal immigrant, if you had one coat to give, would you give it to someone who is a natural born citizen of this country who needed the coat? Or would you give it to the illegal immigrant?
It's a hypothetical.
I know.
It's a hypothetical.
But it's happening in real life. But I mean,
no,
not the coat situation, but I'm just curious.
You know what the answer is? It's not a binary choice. We can do both.
Yeah.
So me giving a coat to an illegal immigrant or a person on the street, I've never asked. Whenever I've given my gloves to somebody, whenever I've given a blanket to somebody, whenever I've cooked on a food line, whenever I've taken shoes and go down to Payless and put it in people's lockers who need them at Apple because they had never had a first check before and they couldn't afford shoes or they couldn't afford pants, I never asked them if they were legal or not. I don't care. They're a human being. I just don't think that way.
No, I only brought that up because of all the stuff that's been happening in New York and how, I mean, they're up in arms, how, especially the people who are struggling and they're so mad at the illegal immigrants right now and they are becoming violent and it's scary because.
Yeah. Ship them the fuck out of our country, Amy.
Yeah.
But you can give them a coat when it's freaking 10 degrees outside.
I'm just asking. I'm not against helping anybody.
I don't know. I think you played the veteran card pretty well and tried to get me on that. You did. You said, well, yeah, what if it's an American citizen? What if you're looking at
I said natural born citizen versus
65% of the homeless people are veterans.
I didn't mean it like that though. I just meant like a natural born person who's in need versus
like let me answer the question.
I didn't mean it as a veteran thing, honestly.
It's okay, but my thoughts is that we can do both. And here's my thought. If it's a natural born American citizen or Americanized person, we should do everything we can to give that person the tools to be successful. And if that means we give them some shaving cream and a razor and we give them some clothes from Goodwill or we give them some sort of voucher like they did during the Great Depression and give them a $50 stipend to go out there. And if they use it for drugs, well, then they're checked off and then they're done. Or if they actually try to better themselves, then great. Because we did it during the Great Depression and it was an amazing thing. And some great people came out of that. We had a director of the FBI who had a brother who received the stipends for that. You guys remember the Cinderella Man story? There's a lot of people who we took care of and it was okay. And the interesting thing is that those were Republican initiatives in 1940. And when we came out of that depression, Republicans were the first ones that did Social Security. Republicans were the first ones that did, like helping people through food coupons and through subsidies. And Republicans strayed away from it because it wasn't effective, because people just kept milking off of it. My point is that we should deport every illegal. They're not even immigrants. You're an illegal in our country. You've broken the law. You should be deported. But before we go ahead and stick you on that plane, and before we keep you outside with no shelter, here's a fucking jacket. And now get the fuck out of our country. And we're gonna get you out of here. But until that time, we can still be Christian-like. We can still be human. Yeah. But to me, I continue to hear a rhetoric about illegals that is almost to the point of the way people talk about Jews. And it's really getting bad. And it's, you know, now you have the media saying that we're drowning Jews on the border. That's not true.
I didn't hear that. Jeez.
Yeah, well, and that the Border Patrol's whipping immigrants. I mean, this shit ain't true, but they're creating this thing that almost there's this militant ideology towards immigrants, and it's not accurate. But but people are starting to say shit like that. People are starting to talk that way, that an immigrant's life or an illegal's life isn't as valuable as an American life. And to me, it's pretty fucking dangerous. Your thoughts, Ames?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I feel like I research the border crisis and immigration and all that every single day. I feel like there's always something new to learn. I've seen a lot of like these amazing, heartwarming stories of people who did come to our country illegally, who are here for a long time, who had businesses, who had made money and helped the community, and who were genuinely like amazing people. And you see all these really great, heartwarming stories. Mm-hmm. You see these stories too of these people who are criminals in the country they came from, wherever that may be, and now they're in our country illegally and committing crime, and they're in the prison system, you know. And there's also that language barrier. A lot of these people do not speak any English, or it's very limited. So then you have the job crisis too. I think a lot of them are willing to work when they come here to help basically earn their keep, essentially, and they're not able to. It's so convoluted. There's so many different layers. I think my personal opinion here, until it gets sorted out in a way that we can process these people efficiently, because they're so backlogged. I mean, there's backlogged by, I think it's 6 or 8 months right at this point to get an appointment to see if you can get a trial to stay. I think that's what the new numbers are. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but something like that, just to get an appointment.
Some of them are up to 5 years. Some up to 5 years.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's true.
That's just to get the appointment, to get like the ticket to say you can get the appointment. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It was something. Yeah, it's crazy how backlogged it is. And I think until it gets sorted out, we have to say no more. We are at capacity. And I don't know, when you showed that gumball video, it was such a good way to just like be like, yeah, we can help people and start with your neighbor. Take them a freaking meal when they're sick. Start with your local schools, your local churches, your local, center that needs things for the homeless that are in your area, that need things for the impoverished kids who can't eat on the weekends because they're not getting school meals. The kids who have snow days who didn't get a meal the last 2 days here in our county because they didn't get their free meals and the school doesn't send them home to them on snow days. Help those people first, and then go out from there. Continue. It's a ripple effect. I don't know. I think it needs to be shut down. And that sounds heartless. We have so many people that are here in our area. They're everywhere. And my heart can break for them. I can feel the compassion for them, especially the families, because you see these small kids who have no idea where they are. They don't speak a lick of English. We look like crazy people to them because we don't look like anyone they're used to seeing. I mean, they're in shell shock. They're thrown into basically a prison because they're not supposed to leave. I mean, I think a lot of them do. They're not supposed to leave these, centers that they have them in. And it feels like a prison, and they have children in here. They're trying to put the children in the schools, but they don't speak English. And they try to help them with the language barrier, but they're so far behind. It's just so convoluted. There's so many layers. We need to stop it. It's heartbreaking to see, of course, but it just needs to stop until it can be a level playing field for everyone and help our people too.
There's nothing I disagree with. I still would give somebody a jacket if they were cold.
I was just curious. I just was asking. I was only thinking of the New York stuff.
That's all I said was that I would give a jacket to a human being who was freezing. I would. I don't care who it is. I just don't care. I'm sorry. There was a time in my life where I would have been like, fuck them. I don't care about those people. I care about life, because you know what? You can have humanity, and most veterans would agree with me. Anybody who's been deployed, the people are not the enemy.
Yeah.
It's not the people that are the enemy. It's our own government who's allowed this to happen, who welcomed them and promised them insurance and lied to these people, and they are responsible. And if you're illegal in this country, you are a criminal and you need to be deported. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. You need to be deported. I don't care how long you've been here, unless you were naturalized and born here. You are not an American, and you need to leave, and you need to come in the right way, and you need to stay wherever you're from. However, there are a lot of people here who need to be deported, and I just think it's a lot of a clearer conscience for us to say, here's a jacket. Because I saw some of those pictures and I saw the temperature, and that bothers me. It makes me uncomfortable. As an American, we can afford a jacket. And honestly, the U.S. government could go in and we could ask for jackets right now, and tomorrow we would have 100 million jackets. I'm just saying that I know when I donate blankets or donate comforters or donate socks and shoes, that it's more than likely not just going to a thrift store, that it's probably going to go to a homeless shelter. And I, as long as it saves a life, that's what means something to me. But I can still be humane, is all I'm saying. I can completely want every illegal out of our country and still be humane about it. I just don't know why that's negotiable. Olivia, what's your thought? You're Mexican.
She's not illegal, though. Or are you?
I was born here.
What do you think?
I agree that anyone who came here illegal needs to go home. They need to be deported. And I mean, think about all of the immigrants who actually came here legally. They did everything they were supposed to do. They took the test. How do they feel about these other people coming in?
They don't like them.
And I mean, it's just
they don't like them.
It's basically it's just like spitting in their face and saying you don't really matter.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
Horrible.
It's so true. It's true. Yeah. I'm with you. Everything you've said, I don't disagree with. I still think you can be humane.
Yeah, I mean, I would, if I saw somebody outside freezing, yes, I would give them a coat. I wouldn't
Excuse me, can I see your passport? Can I see your green card?
Exactly.
Do you have a visa? Right. No. Oh, you don't have? I'm sorry, you're going to have to freeze to death. Go fuck yourself. That's not me. Who is that? Who does that? I understand that we need to look at that and say, listen, how many of you have lived with an illegal immigrant? Okay, 0. How many of you have seen the process of an illegal becoming legal? How many of you had a father? You've seen it, right, Ames?
Well, we're helping someone who's going through the process now, and we've been.
Are they illegal?
They're not here yet. They're going through the proper way. They still live in the country that they're in. They're there. Right. They want to come here. They're doing it the right way. It's already been 4 years that we've been trying to help them, and it's been going on before that. So it's taking a long freaking time, but they're doing it the right way. So it's 4 years they've been working that we've been helping them. So
there are so many people who are misconstruing what I'm saying, and I need you to listen and stop the Fox News rhetoric. Okay? Listen. My comment was, a freezing person deserves a jacket. And if I have an extra jacket and somebody's freezing, I'm going to give it to them. Because I have a car and I have a house. Olivia's seen me give away brand new leather gloves from Men's Warehouse and scarves and jackets and any money I have in my pocket. And I am not a bleeding heart liberal. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. We can be humane. And everything that you're saying right now, like the following. Matt, they demand we speak their language in their country, but they want us to allow them to speak their language in our country. I was sitting inside a hospital bed and they were taking my benefits. So my point is, you're bringing up things that have nothing to do with what I said. My comment was, we can treat human beings like humans, and it's okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with you too. I think a lot of people, and that's what made me think of it, is what I've been seeing in New York and how they are running out of things for the people who are in New York because they're going to these illegal criminals, we'll just call them, since they're breaking the law of being here.
No, they're
getting
it's
this
not, no,
first.
it's not in essence. They are criminals. They're criminals.
Yeah, no,
they broke the law.
Yeah. So I'm just,
They're
so that's
criminals.
when you said, that's immediately what I was thinking of when I asked the question, not the whole matter, but my whole point. And I think a lot of people are also feeling like, yeah, well, it's great to give someone a coat, but should that mean that someone who is doing all the right things or has done all the right things, who is in the poverty line, should they have to go without? Because I mean, I know what you're saying, but there are sometimes it comes down to a choice.
But it's not going to be a binary choice. No, it's not, because nobody's going to walk at my door and be like, "Hi, I am illegal." Let me retort. No, hi. My name's Juan Pablo Escobar Martinez, and I went ahead and legally imported this country. Hey, vato, my name is Miguel Juan Sanchez, and I went to fucking court, Holmes. Excuse me, you sound illegal. Go fuck yourself. You did it the right way. Here's my coat. You know what I would do? I'd find 2 coats. I would find 2 blankets. I would go ahead and invite them in and cook a meal, and I would be strapped. And if any one of them flinches toward my family, I will put them down. But I can be a humane human being to both. My point is, get them out of our fucking country. That will fix New York. Deport them back to where they came from, because you have a gazillion budget and can afford to send every one of them back. What you won't do is because of politics. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if I run into anyone who is homeless, who is outside tonight, I'm going to give them a coat, because I think that's the humane thing to do. And the rest of it doesn't matter. None of it matters, because at that point in the next 24 hours, they're going to die. And to me, that is worth it to be a good Christian. Well, I would ask, do you think Jesus would be like, "Can I see your visa?" No, I don't think Jesus is going to say. I think Jesus is going to get him a coat. I think Jesus is going to go ahead and start a fire for him. I think Jesus is going to lay his hands on him. I think Jesus is going to bring them bread. I'm not Jesus, but I'm going to do whatever I can to live by his word. And I think a lot of us have forgot what it means to be human. That's all. And I'm not saying, Amy, you're not. I'm just saying, if I saw somebody, I'd give them a coat so they won't die. Yeah. That's all I say.
And I think, I mean, I'm with you on that aspect of it. I'm only just talking, I literally am talking about the situation in New York. That's specifically because I know a little bit about it. And
I know, but I'm getting ripped apart in chat. So I'm
not reading chat right now.
Yeah, everyone's
but I don't think people are trying to rip you apart. I think people are frustrated with the situation. Not just
good. But don't get frustrated at the people who are responsible. Me giving a code doesn't make me responsible, because I promise you that I have done more with illegal immigrants than just about anybody in here. I grew up in California. I have lived in Bakersfield, California. I have lived in El Paso, Texas. I have lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I have lived in Phoenix, fucking Arizona. And I've lived in Houston, Texas. And in all that period of time, we are border states in every single one. Olivia will tell you. And that's it. My father hired 46 illegal immigrants from Mexico. And I can tell you their names. And I grew up with all of them. And they're not bad people. And that most of them Americanized. This is not that type of illegal. The illegals that are here now are different. They are not here for a better life. They are here for our life. And they are willing to take it at all costs. And I'm not willing to take the risk. But I'm still telling you, if somebody's out there, I'm going to give them my jacket. That's it. Yeah. Okay? God, you guys are so mean. I don't understand. Why does everyone hate me? All right. This is for you guys. I don't have thin skin, so it just doesn't happen. We are going to watch this because Amy wanted to talk about this. This is really important. And Amy, I hope you can stay with us for 5 minutes. What?
Yeah, totally again.
Olivia's got to go pee. Can we talk about how I'm an evil human being for giving people jackets for another 5 minutes?
You're not evil. I think it's just, I don't think people are frustrated with you at all. I truly think people are frustrated with the situation. And it's really sad to see anyone suffering. And I think everyone who's watching this show, whoever watches the show, would agree with that. No one wants to see anyone in pain or suffering or in need of anything. That is part of the American way. We all want to succeed. We all do. We want to see each other succeed. Most of us, if you're not an evil person. but it's hard to see people going
it's
without.
hard to see it's hard to see the humanity of people sometimes too.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody who breaks the law and what we go through but losing, listen, if anyone has a right to be bitter about free shit getting handed out, when I've lost 2 jobs, almost lost my house like 3 different times, cleared out my entire savings during COVID, had to try to build a new business, I get it. To see what Amy's gone through, she doesn't get any handouts for the shit she went through. I understand. It's really easy to be bitter. It's really easy to say, well, what about me? I'm just not built that way. I always, during COVID, when we were broke, do you know how hard it was for me not to take that $14,236 from Tammy's Diner and skip fucking town? Because I needed that money. And as an unethical human being, I could have done it and nobody, what were they going to do if I had just skimmed $1,000 off the top? I controlled the donations. I could have stolen it. I could have taken money from Tammy. Olivia was there. She knew. And trust me, it was tempting, but we didn't. It's just, I'm not built that way. And I never will be. And all I'm saying is, if somebody's in need and you aren't, and you can help, do it. Because it is the greatest thing you can do for your own karma and your own feeling and your own self-worth. Okay? But I'm with you. We have got to shut this fucking border down, and we have got to stop. Honestly, we should do a moratorium on immigration for the next 10 to 15 years. We should. Yeah. We should shut it down completely. No immigration into this country. Visas are revoked. Get the fuck out, and we'll reassess in 5 years. But once again, while we're doing that process, we should be really humane as we possibly can be. That's all I'm saying.
What about the work visas? I don't know. I might not agree about the visa thing. Because people come here on tourist visas. People come here for a work visa.
That's the largest form of illegal immigration in this country is overstayed visas. It's more than the border.
I know. But I feel like, I don't know. If
you've overstayed, get the fuck out.
If they're overstayed, but if they have a current,
that's the only ones that we're talking about, kiddo.
I thought you said like any visas, like get out.
No. But the biggest form of abuse of immigration is visas. It's not Mexico and South America. They're European, Somalian. Yeah. There's Asian. I mean, there is a shit ton of overstayed visas in this country. There's a shit ton of illegals from Canada in our country too. We have to look at this as an epidemic that our immigration process is broken, and we need to get every single one of them out. But even Canadians, we need to treat them with a little bit of respect. Maybe not a full jacket. We give them a windbreaker. Because they're used
to the cold.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
They're good.
They'll be fine. Just give them a little bit of Canadian whiskey. They'll be all right. Those sons of bitches just kick them out.
Maple syrup and whiskey. Yeah.
Right. Give them go give them a little McDonald's, little maple syrup, and give them a windbreaker and say, hey, that's what it's all about. While I give you the boot, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Plus, they haven't won a cup in 31 years. They're used to disappointment. But the whole point is, get them out. Get them all out. Just treat them with respect and dignity. And honestly, our Border Patrol is fantastic. I know the director of field training for the Border Patrol. It is an elected position, an assigned position by the president. He eats breakfast at the diner that we go to. He's an amazing human being, and I have nothing but respect for the Border Patrol. They work their asses off. They're in constant danger. They're outgunned. They're outmanned, and I have the utmost respect for them. They treat every single person that I've ever encountered or ever even heard of in a humane way. They do, man. I've seen Border Patrol agents to give their lunch to illegal immigrants. I think we need to understand that not every illegal immigrant is MS-13. Not every illegal immigrant's a rapist, but every illegal immigrant has broken the law and they need to leave our country. But we can be humane in the process. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why that's so controversial. Holy shit. You think that was controversial? Watch this. Amy loves Joy Reid. She loves her. She thinks she's amazing. She loves her haircut.
Hero. And if I lose, I'll bomb her house and with Iran.
What is up with her hair? Bomb Iran? I think Amy's gonna bomb my house for giving out a jacket. I
think you totally mistook what I was saying. That's okay.
I think everyone mistook what I was saying. So welcome to the club. It's okay. No, this is why we do this show. This is a hard topic, and this is an emotional topic, and illegal immigration is a serious thing. It's the number one most, in my opinion, one of the hottest topics outside the economy, and this country is going to hold Joe Biden accountable for it. And I'm with you. I still think you can give a person a jacket. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And Amy, you don't strike me as a person that would let a human being freeze.
I feel like.
Is that fair?
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. There's maybe a handful of people that I know personally that I might let freeze to death. But if I don't know you, yeah. So if I don't know you, you have a better shot of getting a coat for me than if I do know you.
Yep. You make me happy.
I don't understand why she thinks her hair looks good.
Dude,
what
this
is
chick,
going through her head?
We were talking about this before the show, and I'm like, if you're gonna, you know what? I would never give anyone her jacket because that's the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen. Okay, I'd be like, no, bro, you're gonna die because you don't want to be caught dead in this. Trust me, this shit. Listen, Amy and I were talking about this. If you're gonna continue to put racial comments towards white people, you're gonna call us Nazis. You're gonna call us crackers. You're gonna call us slave masters. You know what? You better fucking watch out because I'm telling you, people are going to bring horrible, absolutely catastrophic words back. You've got to stop this. This racial divide in America is not being propagated by white people. You guys need to, at least liberal, conservatives, you need to stop this shit. We don't like Nazis. We don't like racists. We don't like the Klan. That's your party, by the way. We don't want them in our party. In fact, we have Klan right next to us. Olivia, Amy and I, we all have them in the neighborhood. And if they walked out with their crosses and their hoods, trust me, I'm not going to give them a coat. Okay? Trust me. Amy, tell us all about this video. Let's watch it. And I want your comments because you brought it to us and I'm not quitting the show until we watch it because this is important to you. Here it is.
The important sort of data point, and you know, Steve talks about it a lot. He's going to probably talk about it a little more tonight, is that these are white Christians. That this is a state that is overrepresented by white Christians that are going to participate in these caucuses, especially tonight. Earlier today, reached out to Robbie Jones from the Public Religion Research Institute, knowing that we were going to talk about Iowa. And this is a hyper-evangelical white state. And he said the following to me. Iowa is about 61% white Christian. The country as a whole is approximately 41% white Christian. And in Iowa, we're talking about evangelical white Christians. And he said the following. Because I asked him, what do they get out of supporting Donald Trump? Because he keeps losing, he keeps delivering losses and losses and losses. And he said the following. They see themselves as the rightful inheritors of this country, and Trump has promised to give it back to them. All the things that we think about electability, about, you know, what are people gaming out, or none of that matters when you believe that God has given you this country, that it is yours, and that everyone who is not a white conservative Christian is a fraudulent American, is a less real American. Then you don't care about electability. You care about what God has given.
Holy shit! I would not give her a coat.
I wouldn't either.
I might
give her a different toupee.
I'd let that little head and that little toupee pop off her ass. But I got to give her.
She needs to go visit.
No, not yet, because we got to give it to Amy first. But I got to do this soundbite, and then I want to hear Amy because she's brought this to our attention. And even though you've said nothing, Olivia, I got to hand it off to Amy because I've been a dick. I have taken up so much time tonight. So listen to this.
You make me happy.
Amy, please go ahead. Tell us everything you want to know. And Olivia, hold on to that thought because you're next. Go ahead, Amy.
I mean, not only was this incredibly racist, and it's really hard because I feel like it's also anti-Christian, not just racist. And she obviously hates white people. I don't know what her religious affiliation is, if any. But why is this painted in a what?
Wicca.
Wicca.
She's a witch.
She's a witch.
She's a witch with a capital B.
Hi. Yeah, exactly. It just, when I saw this, I was absolutely stunned. I didn't see it right away. I saw after the fact. I was watching something about Nikki Haley when this popped up, and I thought Nikki Haley was said that she went after her, but I thought she handled it really well. To be honest, because I think I would have had more choice words. First of all, you're discounting Nikki's ability to get any votes based on her heritage, not even really her skin color. Nikki is not really brown, and she calls her the brown woman or something, brown skinned woman, which is also incredibly racist. I would love to ask Joy, hey, what color do you see when you look at me? Because I just see, when I look at her, as just a hateful person. I'm not, that haircut, I'm not really sure which gender she identifies anymore, but in the tweed jacket, that was bad. It looks like a man's sport coat from the early 80s.
Yeah, she really looks like the haircut that Jim Carrey got in Dumb and Dumber.
Yes. And I'm not trying to bash her looks. I'm not like making this whole argument about
looks.
I know. I just am because she's an ugly person. Like,
I'd rather have sex with John than her.
Yeah. I think we all would. No, I'm not calling her an ugly person because of her outward appearance. It's obviously her inward heart, how she feels about not just anyone who is not white, but it's like, or sorry, anyone who is white or identifies as white, I guess. But it's also, why are we being attacked for being Christians? And why is this a problem that most of their citizens happen to be white Christians? I'm not even sure what an I don't know how to say that word. That kind of Christian.
Evangelina Longoria is
Thank you. I'm not sure what kind of Christian that is.
Evangelist, yeah.
Yeah, those type of Christians. I didn't know that was like a type of Christian. I'm going to have to Google that. I haven't. But she just sounds completely hateful in everything she said. I couldn't find one positive thing that she could pull out about literally anyone, because she bashed almost every race you have out there, brown people, white people, because she's talking bad about you can't get the votes because you're brown.
I really wish she would have laid into a few Jews and just really would have done the trifecta. You know, just go after some Jews too.
Yeah. It's sad to think that it is sad to think that she is so hateful and she has such a loud voice to say Nikki Haley can't win because might be brown, because it's all white people, and we hate all brown people apparently.
She has such a loud voice.
Hold on, you got to mute your phone. Whoever just called in, you got to mute your phone.
I lose.
Hello.
Hold on, mute your phone. Hold on, Ames. So we got a call that called in. Go ahead, caller. Where are you from?
Yes, Matt. This is Elizabeth again, but I wanted
Elizabeth,
to correct.
Twice in one night. Seriously, it's okay.
I know, right?
Popular.
But you said that Wicca is witchcraft. It is not exactly witchcraft.
Oh my God, I know it's not witchcraft. It was a joke. For the love of Christ, I understand where Wicca came from. I understand the entomology of Wicca. I understand the Celtics. I understand the Celts. I go ahead. Tell me, educate me on Wicca.
Okay, I've had a lot of friends. In fact, I helped bury a Wiccan. But a Wiccan is more about nature and stuff like that, where witchcraft is actually, they have their evil, the black witchcraft and the white witchcraft. But with the Wicca, they do not go with witchcraft. They are not witches. They are just ones that worship nature.
Right. They're druidics. I understand, and I understand the difference, but it was also just a joke. So if we want to go into the etymology when it comes down to pagans and druids and Celts and Celtics and Wiccans, we can do that. It's not necessarily something that I really want to dive into. It was just a joke. Just like I don't believe.
Okay, and the other thing,
just like I don't believe that we need to give Canadians a little thing of maple syrup and give them one of my miniature Stanley Cups. I didn't believe that either. I'm just trying. Listen, everyone. Okay, stop. Everyone, repeat after me. I want you to bend over, reach back, and I want you to take the corn cob that is lodged permanently up your anal orifice this evening and withdraw it. What the hell is wrong with people? Everyone needs to relax. It's like you've never watched my show before. My God, I'm now offending witches? Okay, go ahead.
I'm not a witch.
Right, that's what you
the
say.
Other thing
you know
about
what?
it,
We should have you hold a piece of wood and a duck and see if you float to really find out if you are. And if you drowned, you are not a witch. And if you do not, you are a witch and you need to be burned. That's what I've heard is a good one.
Come on, that's history.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say is, a while ago you read some of my messages. They were not trying to say that I was getting after you at all.
Yeah.
I am a military brat. Yeah. I grew up in Germany.
Yeah.
And
so you're a Nazi.
I've had no, I am not.
Just kidding.
I am a military brat. I'm an Army veteran's daughter.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
But what I wanted to say is we need to give everybody a coat. I was agreeing with you on that.
Good.
The only thing that I am sick of...
Wait. We do not need to give everybody a coat. If somebody's freezing to death outside of my house, I'm going to give them a coat. That was my say. Not everyone should get a trophy. Not everyone should get a coat. But if people are freezing to death or they're starving, we might want to just be a little bit more humane for a country that has a plethora of everything. Hold on, because I honestly, with the amount of cables that I have in my closet, I could literally fund the next year's budget. Okay, we have so much shit we don't need, and it's okay for us to say, you know what? I might be okay with giving somebody a coat because I don't need 75 different coats that none of them fit. We all have a coat. Maybe we should just give it away. Is that okay? That's all I'm saying, okay? Not everyone should get a coat.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too, is if there's somebody that you see that needs a coat, give them a coat.
That's it.
Now, what I am burned up about is whenever I was in the hospital and dying of COVID, so the young lady ended up taking my benefits. I don't care if she got the same care as I was getting, but for me to sit there and have to not eat because she was getting to eat and then go get her medical treatments, but I was sitting there not being able to eat for 72 hours and in my mess because she was acting like she was the one that was disabled. I'm in a wheelchair. I could not get up and change myself. And that really ticked me off because they were rubbing that in my face that she could get up, she could take herself to the bathroom, and she was supposed to be in a wheelchair. No, she wasn't. She was me, and I was being her. And that's what I was getting upset about.
Okay.
Is the fact that it give us the same kind of treatment. And then the other thing about it is I was an ESL teacher.
I have a question. So while you were in that room and you drew the pentagram on the floor and you lit the 5 candles and sacrificed the goat in the honor of Cthulhu, that didn't work?
I don't do that. I said that was my friend Seth Rickens, not me.
Got it. I'm sorry. But you just said, okay. So listen, Elizabeth, I love talking to you. I talk to you in chat all the time. I love your brain and I love the way you work, and you're one of my favorite people in the world. However, what the hell does this have to do with what we're talking about and a coat? I don't understand why. What is all this pent up stuff we got going on tonight?
Because you talked about the humane part of it, and whenever I was mentioning that, you read my article.
I don't think that person who was next to you in bed should not receive life-saving care because it's against the law. Okay, I don't care
exactly,
and you should not either. And if anyone is taking away your right to live based upon whether they're an immigrant or not, then that hospital needs to be sued for malpractice and shut down. I don't agree with any of that shit.
Thank you.
I just think you should be able to give a coat to a human being if they're freezing and it's okay. And you know what? You shouldn't have to answer to anybody. I think if anyone comes up to you and says, hey, you gave a coat to somebody, I think you should give them the fickled salute right there and give them the big number 1. Okay? That's my belief.
Exactly.
Okay. Do what
That's
you
your
want.
line.
Do what you want with your money or your goats. It's fine.
Exactly. If you earn it, give it away.
Right.
If you don't want to give it to somebody, then don't do it. If you have it and you don't want to give, then that's fine. If you do, then do it.
Just don't give it to a Canadian.
Oh, come on.
I love my Canadians.
You can even give it to Canadians,
I
too.
love Canadians. I just bust them because I know they get so upset. Mel's would be like, oh, Matt, you son of a...
Yeah.
Okay. Elizabeth, I gotta let you go. I love you. I appreciate you, but I gotta get Amy and Olivia out of here. They're gonna cut me, okay? I gotta let you go. You're the best.
Oh no, I gotta let you go.
I'm not gonna cut you.
Olivia's a Mexican.
Bye-bye.
She will cut me. She'll cut me.
No.
She has to switch.
No, she won't. She's awesome.
If I lose, I'm gonna bomb your house. Okay, Elizabeth, we love you. Bye. Okay, listen. How the hell did we get to Wicca? I
don't know.
Listen. Okay. Olivia.
Yes.
Do you have any comments on Joy Reid? Because I know you had something. I want to give you that chance, and then we're going to say goodnight. Because honestly, this is the weirdest show. We've talked about gay sex.
Not a full moon.
We've talked to Canadians. We've talked about Wiccans. We've talked about, Matt, you should never give a coat to anyone who's not an American and legal, because if you do, you're Satan. I mean, holy shit, man. This is a crazy night. I don't apologize now for making the comments about John, because this night has gotten so weird. Olivia, what did you want to say about Joy Reid?
I think Joy Reid needs to go visit Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones and meet his dogs.
Oh.
Oh, we're going to make a Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah. I had to think about that. I haven't watched
it.
you
play
want,
with his puppies.
You want to serve her own penis for dinner?
No,
Oh.
she needs to go play with his puppies.
Dogs,
That's
yeah,
what
the
she
dogs.
needs to go do.
If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, Ramsay.
Oh, good.
So Game of Thrones was really good. But
He
there's
was such an asshole.
There's a
in that
lot in
show.
that show that's just wrong. So if you found tonight's show offensive, you cannot watch Game of Thrones. Ever.
They say the see you next Tuesday at least 1,000 times.
Listen,
in the entire
this show is the epitome of what the Don't Unfriend Me show is about. Is that I'm not mad at John, I'm not mad at Elizabeth, I'm not mad at Amy. It's okay. We can
Why
have
would you be mad at me?
conversations.
What did I do?
Because you started.
You were gonna bomb his house.
You were gonna bomb my house, and you were gonna start. You started the bullshit with the coats.
I just asked a question.
That was a loaded question. So, Matt,
I did not mean it to be a loaded question.
Would you choose an angel who's an American citizen, or would you choose the devil who is an illegal, greasy, dirty son of a bitch, Matt? Which one would you? Geez, did you put it like that? I'd choose the Canadian. So,
yeah.
Oh
my God!
I love dialogue. I love this conversation. I think but seriously, isn't it interesting that we can completely agree on most things, but it's one thing that can divide us, and I don't think that Amy and I disagree at all. But I think there's people out there who are honestly upset about giving a coat to an illegal immigrant, and I would ask you a question. Why? Because that's not the common denominator. That's not their whole value. Yes, they're illegal. Yes, they need to get the fuck out of our country. But they're still a human being. And truly, out of all the sin that people can do, is that the one where we want to weigh it against somebody's soul the most? No, I don't. Because there was a time where I needed a coat. There was a time that I needed food, and I've had help. And I've had help from my good friend Amy, who brought me mulberry syrup that just went bad because
mulberry. It's elderberry.
We thought it was actual pancake syrup.
It was mulberry by the time I got done with it because I put that shit on my pancakes, and I thought that's what it was. Listen, I may have an IQ bordering 150 plus, but I'm a stupid son of a bitch sometimes. And I swear to God, I thought that's what I was supposed to do with that syrup, because I was talking about waffles and pancakes and all, and you guys were like, you need to put this syrup. And I'm like, syrup? Oh, I'm putting it all over my pancake. And I'm like, this is the most watery shit I've ever. This is the worst syrup. It tastes good, but it's really,
every day.
I didn't know. But see, I also didn't know the difference between country ham and city ham.
That's a good point.
And I came out here in Virginia, like you guys go ahead and take it to California, and you know what? There's a difference between Johnny's Burrito and Johnny's Burrito under the pier. And one of them I could take you to, and you're going to have a credit card and a good burrito, and you're going to have a good time, and you're going to have a good meal. And then the other one, you're going to get shot and killed and raped because you're white. There's a big difference. And if you don't know the difference in cultural stuff, you're going to be in trouble. Same thing in Virginia. Someone's like, do you want city ham or country ham? I'm like, I just want ham. And they're like, there's a very big difference between city ham and country ham, and you should know better. Do you know the difference, right? I'm like, I have no effing idea what the fuck is Scrapple.
Oh, gross.
And they're like, well, let me tell you what Scrapple is. And I can't believe that you don't know the difference between city ham and country ham. And I'm like, you know what? Screw you. Educate me, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Little did I know that country ham is high in salt and city ham isn't. It's more sweet. Is that correct, or is it the opposite?
No, I think that's right. Country ham's the sweeter one, right? And city ham's the salty one, right?
You would have sworn to God that I defecated on the Bible or something when I came here and didn't know the difference. People were very upset.
Well,
same thing's true with Johnny's Burrito in Ventura and Johnny's Burrito in San Diego. Two different places. Go ahead, Amy.
I was gonna say, the town that you live in is quite a lot smaller than most. I mean, I live in a very small town too, but like you're like in a real small town. I am too. We have a grocery store now, so I get to brag that we have a grocery store now.
Did you just call us rednecks?
Yes.
We have 2 grocery stores.
Yeah, not one in
you
Percival.
No,
Yes.
yeah, but yours are in Percival. You don't have one in your town.
No, we've got 2 grocery stores. Round Hill
Listen
Grocers.
to this elitist over here.
Oh.
Amy's a freaking uppity elitist.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had a grocery store.
They're tiny things, but they're not like an actual big grocery store. But you can go buy
Well,
groceries.
can you buy? I was like, can you buy milk and eggs there when you run out and you could just kind of run up to the store?
Yes,
See?
we can.
I have done that before.
Yes, we might pay
All right.
$72.29 for a dozen eggs, but we can. Thank you very much. Actually, it's very reasonable. We have a great hardware store. I guess that's Percival, but we do have 2 grocery stores here.
Nichols is the best.
We do
You're talking
have
about
2
Nichols.
grocery stores, like inside our town
Oh.
limits, and they're
Well, I
very
guess
good.
we're the small town rednecks.
Yeah,
then,
you
'cause
bunch
we
of
just
redneck
got
hicks.
one.
Listen,
We used to have to buy our eggs at 7-Eleven when we ran out. So
at least Vivek Ramaswamy has a place to work when he
Right.
quits 7-Eleven.
right.
Is that racist?
Yes, because I don't think
Shit.
I don't know what did Joe Biden
Would
say
you like a
about
Slurpee? Would you like a Slurpee? There's absolutely, you could have a Slurpee. Absolutely. Hot dog, 99 cents here.
Tonight has been the weirdest show. And I want to apologize to anybody who's watched this show for the first time because tonight was not the smoothest show. It started with me making some very disgusting comments about another man, and I apologize for that. And then it came to Amy not liking Mexicans, and then not and then me being a bleeding heart liberal for giving out jackets, and then for me insulting witches and Canadians, which there isn't much difference between the two. Anything else that I missed, Liv, that I've offended people online tonight?
No.
What are you doing? You're reading something. What's funny?
Yeah, no, it's not funny. It was. I was going to tell you at the very end. The little boy that we sang "Happy Birthday" to.
He didn't hear my tirade.
No, he just asked political advice. He talks to his dad and asks about political stuff at the end. No, he didn't hear it. No, but
this little boy, he's in the hospital. He's in the ICU from hearing what you said. He's comatose.
No, he didn't hear it.
Okay, thank God,
No,
because that would have ended the night for me. I would have been done. I wish you had bombed my house, Nikki.
No, JD said, so my 3 boys are now going to bed, and Connor is gloating, saying, I got a happy birthday from a celebrity.
Aww.
So
Kiddo,
so
I am not that much of a celebrity, obviously.
I just thought that was so cute.
I would have been canceled after
so
all the stuff that I said.
No.
Scrapple is when you scrap other people's leftovers in a skillet and frying it to serve to other people. No.
I wish it was that.
No. Tell them what Scrapple is.
Ooh, I'm not even 100% sure of all the parts that are in it, but it's the leftovers from a pig, correct? Basically like the giblets from a turkey, whatever's left over from a pig.
Dude, I'm already feeling lightheaded because I need food.
Yeah.
But holy crap, I'm gonna puke if you describe
It's
it
so
anymore.
gross. And
Scrapple is typically made of hog offal, such as the head, heart, liver, and other trimmings, which are boiled with any bones attached, often the entire head, to make a broth. Once cooked, bones and fat are removed. The meat is reserved and dry. Cornmeal is boiled in the broth to make a mush. That is Scrapple.
And it's gray and it's disgusting and
eat
it
it all the
smells
time
like
in
death.
Tammy's Diner. And when people are like, "Can I get some Scrapple?" I'm just like, "You are a wicked Canadian
Animal.
transvestite illegal immigrant." You may God have mercy on
Who
your
is
soul.
not getting a quote from Matt.
The Jews are right about not eating that shit. I'm telling you that. That's the one pig I won't eat. That is disgusting. Whoever, they're like, "Would you like Scrapple?" I'm like, I'm armed and I will fire if you ever say anything like that again. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy and Olivia have been just right as rain tonight, and I appreciate both of them. Olivia, you look just stunning, and I can't wait to go in the room with you. Amy, you also look stunning, and I can't wait till Jason goes in the room with you.
Me too.
And
be a fun night.
did you see that smile from Amy? I mean, well, I've seen 3 of the whitest teeth I've ever seen in my life, as all 3 of us are smiling.
Give him a coat.
We're like,
That's good.
oh my God.
Okay, I need to go.
I'm gonna give him a coat.
No, I'm turning red.
I'm gonna give him a coat.
Oh, that's funny. Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching the Tone and Friendly Show. If you have not had a chance, stop by thedumshow.com. Pick yourself up some shirts. You can pick up a coat. We have coats there.
Go to YouTube. Subscribe.
Go to YouTube and subscribe. If you would,
81
we have a
left.
great Wiccan channel there, which we go ahead and sacrifice pigs to make Wiccan scrapple. It's some of the best. To all my Native American listeners, how? To all my my Punjab listeners, would you like a Slurpee? And to my Wiccan listeners, hail Satan. So thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show. We'll be back on tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think we might not have a show. It's late. We gave you extra bonus time tonight. Thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show. Amy, I love you. You're the best. Olivia,
love you
thank
guys.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching the Donut
Bye.
Friendly Show. Good night.
Bye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show.
I love you, John. Have a good night's sleep there, John boy.
Honest, direct, unfiltered. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.